In Jiang City, Xiao Chun held Yin Wudao up by the neck, his eyes razor-sharp. He asked, Yin Wudao, do you know who your daddy is? Yin Wudao trembled all over, stammering, Who? Aren't you just that trash son-in-law of the Jiang family? Xiao Chun frowned and roared. Humph, this bastard really loves pain. Xiao Chun growled. Are your dog eyes blind? I am a master of the Dragon King Temple. The Dragon King, Xiao Chun. Hearing those two words, Yin Wudao was so terrified he pissed himself. Yin Wudao stammered back. You're the legendary Dragon King? Xiao Chun was still furious, continuing. I was laying low here in Huaxia, planning to live a normal life. But you dared to covet my woman. You must really be tired of living. Ignoring Yin Wudao's pleas, Xiao Chen's eyes shone with cold finality, and he declared, There are no two words for forgiveness in my dictionary. There is only zero and eternal rest. With that, he squeezed hard, shattering Yin Wudao's neck. Just like that, the man stopped breathing, his legs gone cold. The Dragon King, Xiao Chun, coldly turned and left. Yin Wudao's soul floated in the air, filled with intense bitterness. He had died just because he trusted a group of deceitful scoundrels. He roared, I can't accept this. Just as his soul was about to dissipate, the space around him echoed with the elegant click-clack of a pair of bright red clogs. A woman of mesmerizing beauty appeared. Her plump red lips curled slightly as she said, The system detects that a profoundly evil individual has just died. It seems. A virtual interface panel suddenly appeared before her, and cold lines of text began to scroll. System notification, uploading the God-tier Great Villain system. She stepped toward Yin Wudao's corpse and lightly tapped him with one finger. Immediately, a wave of blue energy shot directly into his head. Yin Wudao's soul, floating in the air, was also sucked into the vortex, re-entering his body. Instantly, the last memories before his death flashed through his mind. A fierce flame of hatred ignited in Yin Wudao's eyes. The scene shifted to an office, where the two key players in the preceding drama, the Dragon King's mother-in-law and the Dragon King, Xiao Chun, were facing off. She loudly shooed him away. Do you think this company is a place you can just stroll into? Get out immediately. Xiao Chun calmly replied, Rushue is my wife. If there are any difficulties, tell me and I will handle them. There's no need to ask for help from outsiders. Xiao Chen's mother-in-law scoffed. You? Solve it. The Jiang family currently owes 10 billion yuan. What exactly are you going to use to fix that? You are nothing but trash who only knows how to cook and do laundry. Rushue must have been blind to bring you into this house as her son-in-law. Yin Wudao jolted awake, as if emerging from a nightmare. His entire body was ice cold. What is going on? I'm not dead. He frantically rubbed his temples, his face etched with anxiety and terror. Did I actually come back to life? His eyes accidentally landed on the wall clock, and his pupils shrank in shock. It wasn't reincarnation. Time had rewound exactly 30 minutes before the fateful moment the Dragon King ended his life. Before Yin Wudao could recover from his shock, a notification bar suddenly appeared in front of him. The God-tier Great Villain system has been activated. The system announced the mission, Survival. A complex feeling surged in his heart. What in the hell is this? Above the toolbar, a cold countdown timer appeared, 29 minutes and 59 seconds. Yin Wudao stared at the flashing numbers. The next half hour, that's exactly when I die. Beside him, the woman he once coveted continuously shook him. Young Master Yin, what's wrong? Jiang Rushue, the Dragon King's wife, asked kindly, Why are you sweating so much? Are you feeling unwell? This action immediately infuriated the Dragon King, standing nearby. His face darkened, his eyes already burning with hatred. Seeing this, Yin Wudao shouted in terror, Get away from me. Am I not dying fast enough? Unexpectedly, the Dragon King's mother-in-law also rushed over, grabbing Yin Wudao's arm and soothingly saying, Young Master Yin, please don't be angry. That useless brat isn't worth your attention. Yin Wudao was filled with both anxiety and dread. Misfortunes truly never come alone. The Dragon King's mother-in-law continued loudly. Young Master Yin has connections at the top and helped the Jiang Corporation secure a 10 billion yuan investment. Let me tell you, Rushue has already decided to remarry Young Master Yin. On the side, Yin Wudao was panicking, screaming internally. Are you all trying to make sure I die brutally? Xiao Chun patiently explained. That 10 billion investment was arranged by me. The chairman of that company, Xiao Tong, is me. Before he could finish, Rushue didn't hesitate to swing her hand. A thunderous slap landed on his cheek, accompanied by a sharp shriek. Shut up. Just because you share the same surname, Xiao, you think you have a connection to Chairman Xiao Tong? The slap turned Xiao Chen's face sideways, but Rushue continued to scorn him. Stealing credit from others? How shameless. The more you do this, the more I despise you. Yin Wudao witnessed the scene in utter horror. Sis, let's talk this out slowly. Don't use your hands. Rushue angrily pointed toward the door. The Jiang family won't keep trash like you. Get out of this house right now. It's over. I'm definitely going to die. Events are unfolding exactly as they did before. The Dragon King, Shao Chun, face dark, coldly spoke a single sentence. Don't you dare regret this. In Wu Dao looked utterly terrified. No, he's about to reveal everything. Stop him right now. Outwardly, while In Wu Dao was panicking, the Dragon King's mother-in-law spoke up. Young Master In, don't get worked up. Hitting that useless guy will only dirty your hands. Rushua also smiled and advised. Young Master In, we did share some feelings, after all. Please spare him. He won't spare me. That's the problem. Shao Chin smirked. His demeanor completely shifted. The disguise was dropped. He played his card. I am a Dragon King. Instantly, loyal subordinates appeared behind him, cupping their hands and bowing in unison, their voices ringing out with profound respect. Dragon King. In the underground world, everyone knew that the Dragon King Temple was the #1 clandestine organization overseas, possessing colossal power and supreme status. Serving under the Dragon King were 3 brilliant generals: Tyrant, who commanded power; Financial Chief, who controlled wealth; and Yama, who determined life and death. Yama was the man with blonde hair, razor-sharp eyes, and a small patch of hair sticking up from the top of his head. The Tyrant is the one covered in scars crisscrossing his face. And the God of Fortune is the middle-aged man who always carries a gold ingot. The Dragon King is the one holding the Imperial Jade Seal with such arrogance. The God of Fortune spoke first. You dare cross the Dragon King? Then this $10 billion contract is null and void. With that, he immediately tore the contract paper to shreds. Yama picked up his phone and added, 1 call. That's all it takes to wipe both your In family and the Jiang family off the map in Jiang City. Yama continued, the Dragon King just needs to say the word, and I'll spill rivers of blood. In Wu Dao wrung his hands in utter despair. A dead end again? Am I really going to die another time? Are villains really only meant to be glorified stepping stones for the main character to show off? In Wu Dao's face tightened with fury and resentment. He frowned, his mind racing. No, I refuse to accept this fate. Shao Chan said coldly, I won't accept your pleas, but I will grant you a merciful, swift death. In Wu Dao suddenly looked up, a decisive glint in his eyes. And I wasn't planning on begging for your mercy. The Dragon King retorted, your In family might command immense power across Huaxia, but standing before my Dragon King palace, you are nothing but a speck of dust. Everyone was now trapped in a confrontation with a true antagonist, the master of the Dragon King palace. In Wu Dao sneered, oh really? Well, 1 phone call from me is all it takes to ensure you never recover. The Dragon King, Shao Chun, laughed with utter contempt. Huh, quite the bold claim, aren't you making? I'd love to see who has that kind of power. Go ahead, make the call, if you have the guts. 15 minutes later, the atmosphere shifted completely. The sharp click of high heels echoed on the floor as a beautiful woman in a tight, professional suit ordered, take them all into custody. Redo squad. The squad, led by Captain Lu Man, had arrived. Beside them, In Wu Dao was laughing gleefully, while the Dragon King's wife, Jiang Rushua, had gone absolutely white with shock. In Wu Dao raised his phone, displaying the call log. International Intelligence Agency 12339. They were all quickly subdued and controlled. The soldiers in black uniform yelled, don't you dare move. Cooperate. Drop your weapons now. Lu Man strode up to Shao Chun. Shao Chun, you're under arrest. You are the leader of an illegal overseas organization and have been on Interpol's most wanted list for some time. Dragon King, Shao Chen's expression twisted drastically upon hearing this. Lu Man added, compliance earns leniency. Resistance earns a beating. Shao Chun was immediately handcuffed. He glowered hatefully at In Wu Dao. In Wu Dao, you have no martial virtue. Where is your honor as a true gentleman? In Wu Dao chuckled in reply. My apologies, but I'm the designated villain here. Lu Man shoved Shao Chun forward, snapping impatiently. Cooperate, I said. I don't care if you're the Dragon King or some Azure Lord. On my watch, you'll show some respect. She then turned back to In Wu Dao. Your reward for the tip-off will be processed shortly. 500,000 renminbi per individual, and it's exempt from personal income tax. Since there are 4 of them, that totaled 2 million renminbi. In Wu Dao crossed his arms, smiling courteously. It is an honor to engage in mutually beneficial cooperation. Immediately, a notification flashed across his visual interface. Congratulations, host. Mission completed. Successfully seized 1 Heaven's Chosen Point. I understand now. As long as I take down a Son of Destiny, I can steal their Heaven's Chosen Points. I just wonder what these Heaven's Chosen Points are actually used for. The system displayed a new notification. The system has detected the Golden Finger cheat ability of Dragon King Shao Chun. Host, please make your selection. The skill name, 9 Dragon True Chi, appeared, followed by 2 options, copy or plunder. This is just like farming for rare loot. How exciting. His expression turned sinister. If forgiveness isn't in his vocabulary, then I can't afford to leave him alive to cause future trouble. In Wu Dao hit the plunder option. Meanwhile, outside, Xiao Chun was forced to kneel on the ground. Lu Man barked, "Cooperate. I'm warning you. Don't try any of your parlor tricks with me." Xiao Chun suddenly felt all the strength draining from his body, leaving him hollowed out. Inside the house, In Wu Dao wrapped an arm around Jiang Rushue's waist and gave a deep, satisfied laugh. Ha ha ha. Everything that belonged to him is mine now. Rushue was internally stunned. How could he, the great and famed Dragon King, be utterly defeated by this insidious and cunning In Wu Dao? At that moment, her phone buzzed with a notification. Your bank card ending in 8888 has received 2 million renminbi. The reward for the espionage report. Current balance, 31,089,374,621 renminbi and 78 cents. In Wu Dao remarked, "Such a fast transfer? That's impressive efficiency." Next to him, the Dragon King's mother-in-law's eyes shone brightly. He has more than 30 billion renminbi. Rushue was also completely astonished. The Dragon King's mother-in-law pointed out, "Xiao Chun has been arrested. We won't be able to get that prior investment now. The Jiang family is still facing bankruptcy. Young Master Yin, please honor the promise you made earlier." In Wu Dao shot a playful glance at Rushue. "Well, that depends entirely on Miss Zhang's attitude, doesn't it?" Rushue's mind was a whirlwind of complex thoughts. Ever since Xiao Chun moved in, we might not have been a real couple, but I never treated him poorly. Yet he never revealed his true identity to me. He's nothing but a fraud. Now, if I want to save the Jiang family from ruin, relying on In Wu Dao is my only choice. She gritted her teeth. But this man is a notorious philanderer and utterly domineering. If I sacrifice myself for the family, then my life will be ruined forever. Jiang Shui said, her expression humbled. "Young Master Yin, please, we beg you to step in and save the Jiang family." In Wu Dao replied sinisterly. "Saving the Jiang family is certainly doable, but I think you know exactly what I want in return, don't you?" What in the world is he talking about? Above her head, a favorability rating appeared, -100. Extreme hatred. A new task popped up on the notification bar. Side quest, conquer the heavenly maiden Jiang Shui. Quest requirement. Complete the quest when the target's favorability reaches 90 points. Quest reward, 1 talent point. Business acumen talent. In Wu Dao panicked inwardly. Are you kidding me? 90 points? Her current rating is deep in the negatives. Fighting her reluctance, Jiang Shui slightly pouted, saying, "I suppose for the sake of the Jiang family, I will have to endure being humiliated by a kiss." In Wu Dao chuckled. "You despise me this much, yet you still try to suck up to me. That must feel truly disgusting, mustn't it?" This startled Jiang Shui into a panic. "What are you talking about? I don't hate you." In Wu Dao scowled. "Oomph. Whether you do or not, only you know the truth. 10 billion for an investment? Do you think of pocket change? I'm not some low-life bootlicking son-in-law you can order around. But since we're talking business, let's be absolutely clear." Then In Wu Dao pointed a decisive finger. "I will put up 10 billion to acquire the entire Jiang Corporation." This made the Dragon King's mother-in-law shriek, "Acquire us." Beside her, Jiang Shui's face darkened with worry, her favorability scores sinking to -120. Pure loathing. In Wu Dao turned to leave, saying, "I know it's hard for you to accept right now, but it is your only viable option." He shoved his hands into his pockets, ready to depart. "Once you've made up your minds, tell Jiang Shui to come to my villa and sign a contract." A warning notification flashed on the dashboard. System detected favorability rapidly dropping. Host is advised to change strategy. In Wu Dao instantly dismissed the alert. Dealing with women? This old man knows better than you do. At the Jiangbian Xiaozhu estate, a sleek supercar approached. The low-slung vehicle sped down the driveway before screeching to a halt. The car door opened, and In Wu Dao stepped out, looking exhausted. 2 rows of bodyguards bowed low and shouted, "Young master." In Wu Dao grumbled, "If I'd known, I wouldn't have given you all the day off. I nearly wrecked the car, trying to get here." He tossed his sunglasses to a bodyguard, then yelled, "Qingya! Qingya! Get out here!" The unexpected shout startled the woman peeling an apple inside, causing the knife to nick her hand. She quickly put the injured finger to her mouth and sucked. She then rushed out to meet him. "I didn't realize you'd be home so early today, husband, so I haven't prepared the bathwater yet. I truly apologize." Above her head, 2 values appeared. Favorability, 90 adoration, fear, 80. I can't believe she actually loves me. But what is that fear value all about? In Wu Dao asked, "What happened to your hand?" Qingyao pulled her hand away, shyly saying, It's nothing, husband." But in his memory, In Wu Dao was grabbing Su Qingyao by the hair, snarling, "I'm in a foul mood right now. Get over here and let me take it out on you." That incident must have really frightened her. Dying and being reborn, reflecting on the things I did. Truly, In Wu Dao pressed a hand to his forehead, struck by a wave of guilt. But immediately afterward, His expression turned sinister again. Wait, this is exciting. This perfectly suits my role as the ultimate villain. He enthusiastically gripped Su Qingya's shoulders. I remember there's a room in this house designated for meditation. Go clean it thoroughly for me right away. I need to use it. Su Qingya quickly turned away, replying, I'll go do it right now. Husband, although you sold yourself to pay your family's debts, because of the genuine love you hold for me, I will treat you well from now on. I won't let you live in fear any longer. The scene shifts to a spacious, immaculately organized room. In Wudao sat centered at a large table. Light emanated around him. Instantly, a spherical orb of light appeared in his hands. The woman in red shoes reappeared. I did help him initiate it, but this cultivation speed is truly astonishing. He possesses extraordinary talent. It seems I chose correctly. She watched In Wudao cultivate with intense focus, sweat streaming down his face. The mysterious woman thought, that piece of jade is a perfect refuge. It will shield me from the patrolling, roaming deities. Immediately, a stream of light darted into the jade pendant resting on In Wudao's chest. This action seemed to enhance In Wudao's cultivation strength. Su Qingya gently approached him. Wudao, drink this bowl of soup. She carried a small bowl. After finishing his cultivation, In Wudao mused. This 9-dragon true qi is incredible stuff. My entire body feels fantastic after the marrow cleansing. He sighed, a book resting in his hand. These must be the impurities expelled from my body, just as the book described. He noticed Su Qingya was staring at him. And Wudao said brazenly, see, putting this gorgeous body on full display just for your eyes. Maybe on the first day, you can resist, but I don't believe you can hold back forever. His perfectly sculpted 8-pack was on full display for Su Qingya. And Wudao purred, come closer. I can see your heart is already racing, and your mood is soaring. Su Qingya blushed deeply, saying nothing. But right after, Su Qingya pleaded, Wudao, can you please let the girl you brought home last night go? I heard that girl has an older brother who's a soldier. I'm afraid he might try to take revenge on you. And Wudao was loudly slurping his soup nearby. I was just messing with you. This soup is fantastic today. After finishing his meal, and Wudao said, what girl? I don't remember anything. I'm sweating too much. I'm going to take a shower. I hope he hasn't made another mistake. Scene change, and Wudao emerged from the shower wrapped in a towel, wiping his head. Who was Qingya talking about? Why don't I remember anything about it? Suddenly, and Wudao felt that something was seriously wrong. He stared at his reflection, his jaw dropping as he screamed internally. What the hell is going on? And Wudao, while drying his hair and staring into the mirror, noticed the reflection of a girl standing right beside him. As soon as Wudao pulled back the screen, a breathtakingly beautiful, blue-haired girl, completely naked, was revealed lying on the bed. A sudden, frantic beat echoed in Wudao's mind. I get it now. Su Qingya was talking about this girl. Details about the beautiful girl appeared. Long hair, purple eyes, big chest, slim waist, long legs. Flashback, and Wudao was drinking heavily with another blonde man. And Wudao slurred, one look at this little sister, and you can tell she's pure. She really shouldn't be in a place like this. The blonde man chuckled. Oh, so Wudao likes this type, huh? Well, then, let your older brother here send her straight to your house. The person who said this was Jiang Renjie, one of the 4 young masters of Jiangqing. And Wudao's face was contorted in distress. He pulled at his hair, thinking, I can't believe that bastard Jiang Renjie actually sent someone here. And Wudao paced anxiously, unsure what to do. I made friends way too carelessly. Did I just dig my own grave? That being the case, the word danger that appeared near this girl's bed earlier must be connected. The system status bar appeared again. Check complete. The Heavenly Pride War God is approaching. New mission issued by the system. Survival mission. And Wudao gritted his teeth in panic. It's still not over. He immediately rushed to the TV to check the surveillance camera feed. This is bad. Someone actually broke in. Outside, the war god was taking down his subordinates one by one. One guy was punched so hard his mouth was bleeding. And Wudao anxiously screamed from inside. Holy hell, that's brutal. After all the bodyguards were neutralized, the war god stood alone in the courtyard, staring directly into the camera. And Wudao jumped. That overwhelming aura just exploded right through the screen. I definitely bit off more than I could chew this time. The man who just wiped out all the bodyguards roared, Yuevian family, get your ass out here now. Lin Feng, the war god, appeared. And Wudao strode out, still in his bathrobe, and snapped, who's the blind fool that dares break into my house? The war god pointed directly in Wudao's face and bellowed, I am Lin Feng. I'm here to find my little sister, Lin Yunyu. He gritted his teeth and snarled, if you dare touch a single hair on her head, I will make you beg for death. And Wudao stood his ground, scoffing, and who are you, some little nobody, shouting orders in my house like this? Instantly, Lin Feng's punch was aimed straight at Wudao's handsome face. He roared, call me the handsome one. And Wudao thought quickly. Perfect timing to test the power of the 9 dragons' true chi. And Wu Dao immediately dodged the heavy blow. The two then exchanged powerful punches, but unexpectedly, and Wu Dao was forced back several steps. He worried, what terrifying strength. If this had been before, that one punch would have killed me. Before he could finish the thought, a hand seized in Wu Dao's neck. Lin Feng yelled, I didn't expect you to be able to block one of my punches. You're much stronger than those other rich spoiled brats. Lin Feng's expression turned vicious as he roared, but you should never, ever lay a finger on my sister. Suddenly, the two girls appeared. Lin Yunyu cried out, stop right there. Brother, you misunderstood young master and immediately the attack froze. Lin Feng dropped his ferocious look and asked, Yunyu, what exactly happened? And Wu Dao slipped out of Lin Feng's grip and said dismissively, you brute. Once everyone was settled on the sofa, Lin Yunyu explained, last night I was harassed by some bad people. It was Sister Qingya who rescued me and brought me back here. It had nothing to do with young master. Also, I just woke up in Sister Qingya's bed. I'm completely fine. I don't have a single injury. And Wu Dao sat calmly on the side, resting his hands on the wooden armrest and holding a wine glass. Lin Feng said, suspiciously, no way. A normal person would take her to the hospital after something like that, not bring her straight home. Su Qingya replied with a deadpan expression, I am a medical doctor, actually. This made Lin Feng's jaw drop in utter surprise. Lin Yunyu looked on with admiration. Lin Feng closed his eyes in embarrassment, frowning and wrinkling his nose. He grumbled, no one with money is ever a good person. The wine cup slammed onto the table with a crash. And Wu Dao roared, you Lin fellow. Don't you dare bite the hand that feeds you. My great-grandfather was a founding hero of this nation. My grandfather personally led campaigns to guard our borders and our society. My father slaves away managing this ecchi region day and night. My mother pays hundreds of billions of yuan in taxes annually. My family has served the nation and the people for 3 generations. How dare you slander us like that? Lin Feng suddenly felt a wave of anxiety and deep regret wash over him. Of the two women watching, one looked admiringly, while the other was slack-jawed in astonishment. Lin Yuru rushed over to intervene. Brother, please apologize to young master right now. He's not a bad guy. Lin Feng stood before Wu Dao, his face grim, his hands balled into tight fists. He then spoke. The next moment, Lin Feng mumbled sheepishly, I'm sorry. I was wrong. He grabbed Lin Yuru's hand, turned toward the exit, and said, we won't trouble you any further. Goodbye. And Wu Dao said, hold it right there. He raised a hand. Who said you two could just walk out? Lin Feng turned back. What else do you want? Behind him Wu Dao, 4 men stood, heavily bandaged like mummies. And Wu Dao furiously demanded, you nearly crippled 4 of my bodyguards. And you think you can just stroll away? Lin Feng broke out in a cold sweat. That was my mistake. I'll cover all their medical bills. And Wu Dao sneered, pay? What exactly are you going to use to pay me back? Your own sister has to work as a dancer just to scrape by. Your family must be absolutely desperate for money, aren't they? And Wu Dao pointed straight at the siblings and yelled. Lin Yuru looked anxiously at Lin Feng. Brother, I am so sorry. I knew how hard you were struggling to cover mother's surgery costs, so I just wanted to take some of the weight off your shoulders. Lin Feng slowly lowered his gaze to Lin Yuru. Then he declared, 30 years to the east of the river, 30 years to the west. Do not scorn a poor youth. Lin Feng's muscles visibly tensed, and his fists clenched even harder. But the very next second, and Wu Dao cut him off. Oh, stop. Stop, stop. What's next? Don't scorn the poor middle-aged man. Then don't scorn the poor old man. Is the moral of the story that only the dead are truly noble? He held out a hand. I have a counteroffer. Not only will I forget about the medical bills, but I will give you an extra 1 million yuan. Instantly, and Wu Dao pulled out a black card. Come work for me as my bodyguard. This proposal stunned Lin Feng into silence. He snapped back angrily. When I left the military, I swore an oath. I will never be a lackey for scum like you capitalists. But Lin Yuru instantly grabbed his arm. Brother, dignity doesn't put food on the table. We can't afford to delay mother's surgery any longer. Abruptly, Lin Feng snatched the black card, suddenly acting like an obedient puppy. Actually, I feel young master is a truly good man. I agree to offer you my service. This display caused both women to slump over in utter disbelief. And Wu Dao watched the system notification bar flash. Survival mission completed. Reward. All attribute points unlocked for tactics, combat, marksmanship, mountaineering, parachuting, driving, and reconnaissance. Note, system detected teammate loyalty at 20. Tianjiao points cannot be awarded yet. Tianjiao points will be awarded when teammate loyalty reaches 100. The power I gained from cultivating the 9 dragons' mortal chi, combined with these Soldier King attributes. I truly must be invincible now. He thought excitedly. If these random rewards are this terrifying, imagine getting that ultra-rare Tianjiao point. Wouldn't that shake the heavens and make gods tremble? Lin Feng and Yuru bowed low before Wu Dao. Thank you. We truly thank you for the money, sir. We swear we will repay your kindness. Above Lin Feng's head, loyalty, 20 suspicion. Lin Feng's loyalty is acceptable, I guess. Many new missions appeared on the system bar. New mission, alert, side quest. Do not claim the heaven's chosen maiden Lin Yuru. Reward, +1 Tian Jiao point, talent. Dare to protect. Requirement, target favorability must reach 95. Wait, what is up with Lin Yuru's current favorability rating? Above Yuru's head, favorability, 60, adoration. Looking at such a sweet, innocent girl smiling like that, I truly don't have the heart to reject her. A moment later, Wu Dao and Su Qingyao waved goodbye to the Lin siblings. Su Qingyao called out, be careful on the road. And Wu Dao added, Yuru, make sure you come by and visit us often, okay? Suddenly, Wu Dao took hold of Su Qingyao's waist. Qingyao, thank you. You really stood up for me back there. If you hadn't, Lin Feng probably would have torn me apart. Su Qingyao moved away from Wu Dao's grasp. This is the last time. I know you. Even if you're bad, there has to be a line you don't cross. Favorability above her head dropped to 80. Infatuation. What? Why did it drop to 80? Is true love really dead? And Wu Dao put on a hangdog expression. Qingya, you truly have the wrong idea about me this time. Inside an old, run-down courtyard, continuous shouts could be heard echoing. Lin Yuru yelled from across the yard, brother, move it. Once you get mother to the hospital, head straight to young Master Anne's. Don't be late on your very first day of work. Lin Feng, carrying a heavy sack, grumbled, young master and that's all you've said since we got back. I think that guy has completely charmed you. I'm warning you. Keep your interactions with him brief. He has a terrible reputation. Lin Yuru said, those are just nasty rumors floating around. He's not as awful as you think he is. Suddenly, the excavator's crane slammed into the wall, collapsing it right in front of Lin Feng. A man in leather shoes stepped onto the rubble. The thug said, listen up, everyone inside. The deadline for demolition is over. Zheng Bil appeared. He said, still haven't moved out? Fine. You and your whole family can be buried right here. Lin Feng roared. I'm standing right here today. I dare any son of a bitch to try and tear this down. Lin Yuru said, we don't want to be forcibly evicted, you know? It's because your resettlement money is several times lower than the market rate. You're just forcing a purchase and forcing a demolition. That thug Zheng Bil said, damn it, you really have a death wish, don't you? Mother Lin stepped forward and said, I apologize. The children don't understand how things work. Please, I beg you not to hold this against them. We agree to the demolition. We will move out right now. But that Zheng Bil kicked Mother Lin right in the head and yelled, God damn it. What terrible luck. Lin Feng stood watching, so furious he was about to cry. Lin Feng screamed, you dared hit my mother. Are you trying to die? The thug Zheng Bil grabbed the wrench. Go on, try to lay a finger on me. I can throw you in jail right now. You'll rot in there until your bones turn to dust, you bastard. Just as the two were locked in a standoff, neither willing to back down, Zheng Bil challenged him. But what about your mother and little sister? Lin Feng thought, I have to restrain myself. I can't go to jail. If I go to jail, no one will be here to protect Mom and Yuru. Opposite him, Zheng Bil continued to challenge him. Come on, hit me. Go on, hit me. But suddenly, a fist slammed right into the thug's face. Wu Dao delivered a powerful punch, leaving Lin Feng utterly stunned. Then, he circulated his chi, brushed his hair back, and said, I've never encountered such a perverse request in my life. Wu Dao appeared looking extremely handsome, making the thug tremble violently. Lin Yuru cried out in disbelief. Young Masterine? Lin Feng stood aside, paling as he asked, Young Masterine, why are you here? Wu Dao said, since he didn't show up for work, I had no choice but to come and see what was going on. Zheng Bil screamed, you dared hit me. Wu Dao glowered at the thug, making him yell out in shock. Young Masterine. Instantly, his attitude changed completely. He said, Young Masterine, it's you? It looks like we have a massive misunderstanding here, don't we? Do you still remember me? I'm Zheng Bil from the Jiang family. I used to polish your shoes back in the day. Lin Feng stood nearby, panicking as he thought. The Jiang family of Jiang City, one of the 4 great families. Wu Dao bent down, picked up the wrench, and then said, so you're one of Jiang Renjia's men? No wonder you look familiar. Is this your wrench? Zheng Bil fawned from the side. Yes, it's mine. It seems the flood entered the Dragon King's temple. We are all family here. Lin Yuru wondered from the side. How can young Masterine associate with someone like that? Lin Feng looked at Lin Yuru and said angrily, I told you so. They're all birds of feather. At the same moment, Wu Dao spun the wrench in his hand and slammed it straight into Zheng Bil's face. He said, Family? Do you even qualify? You dare to hit a mother? You're worse than a beast. The thug fell to the ground, blood continuously streaming from his mouth. He coughed painfully, cough. Wu Dao, even when you beat a dog, you should respect its owner. Are you trying to declare war on the Jiang family by doing this? In Wu Dao used a handkerchief to wipe his hand, saying disdainfully, "Do you think I care about that?" From behind, Lin Yuru sighed repeatedly. He really is different from everyone else. Lin Feng smirked, thinking, he may be arrogant and tyrannical, but damn, that felt good. He truly is a war wolf. In Wu Dao sighed, looking toward the two standing behind him. He thought, the fastest way to win people over is always to make a move right in front of them. The thug in the distance, his face swollen like a pig's head, desperately called for help, saying, "If young Master Ian has gotten involved, I can't handle this on my own. I can only call on the Jiang family to deal with it." Lin Yuru saw this and immediately worried. Haven't we caused a huge amount of trouble for young Master Ian? A moment later, a car screeched to a halt. A man stepped out, took off his glasses, and hurriedly asked, "Why is the Ian family's young master skipping his usual pleasure haunts and rushing over to our Jiang family construction site? Aren't you afraid of dirtying your shoes?" Jiang Luofeng, the illegitimate son of the Jiang family, had arrived. In Wu Dao pointed directly at him and said, "So this is the illegitimate son the Jiang family just recently acknowledged? Already running out to make a living? Does your Jiang family have no one else? Why send a bastard son here?" Luofeng instantly lunged toward In Wu Dao, roaring, "You pampered little brat. How dare you mock me?" In Wu Dao worried. He attacked immediately? Is he not afraid of bringing total ruin to the Jiang clan? But In Wu Dao instantly dodged Luo Feng's strike, stunning Luo Feng so fast. How did this useless princeling dodge my sudden attack? Suddenly, a fist shot forward. Lin Feng charged in. "I'm right here. Don't you dare lay a hand on my boss." Luo Feng yelled, siding with the villain. "You're asking for a fight." The two fists collided immediately, forcing both men back. Lin Feng thought, what terrifying power. Luo Feng scowled deeply. I never expected a master like this to be hiding in Jiang City. He smirked. If brute strength won't work, then I'll just have to rely on my superior movement technique. Luo Feng instantly initiated the steps of the Fox Mountain Dance Array, locking his target onto Lin Feng. Lin Feng worriedly thought, that movement technique is too deceptive. I can't tell the real path from the fake with my eyes. He closed his eyes and focused on sensing. Just as Luo Feng was about to land a massive punch, Lin Feng roared. That was your mistake. Lin Feng was still waiting for his opening. The moment Luo Feng's fist brushed his chest, Lin Feng dodged, nodding, quick indeed. However, you just showed me your weakness. Lin Feng's swift kick sent Luo Feng staggering back several paces. In Wu Dao watched anxiously. Luo Feng is actually matching the king of soldiers blow for blow. He's definitely not some low-level punk. A new notification popped up on the interface. He checked it. Heaven's chosen target, Luo Feng. Alias, Shura. Achievement. Rank 1 on the World Assassin Leaderboard. Mission, eliminate Luo Feng. Reward, 1 Heaven's Chosen Point, 36 Tier Blood Lotus Flying Daggers. He sighed repeatedly. I see now. So this assassin is the protagonist. In Wu Dao rubbed his chin, sweating. That ghostly movement technique definitely utilizes throwing knives in tandem. 36 flying daggers. Can Lin Feng handle that? And who is his female lead going to be? In Wu Dao smirked to himself. Suddenly, he heard footsteps behind him. Zheng Biao was aiming for sneak attack, but In Wu Dao caught it just in time. He thought, this damn dog is trying to distract Lin Feng. Good thing the 9-Dragon True Chi system reconstructed my body. I can sense danger before it hits. He turned, a sinister thought crossing his mind. But this is actually a perfect opportunity. Just as Zheng Biao prepared to strike Lin Yuru, he yelled at the group. Dare to defy the Jiang family? All of you get lost right now. Lin Yuru, standing ahead, was totally oblivious. There was a tremendous smack. In Wu Dao roared, watch out. The wrench slammed into In Wu Dao's back. Lin Yuru spun around, her face streaming with tears. She thought, did he just risk his life for me? Lin Feng turned his head, aghast. Are you two okay? Luo Feng warned. It's been too long since I had a proper fight. Keep your eyes on me. In Wu Dao removed his suit jacket, rolled up his sleeves, and declared, I'm completely fine. Swinging his wooden club, Zheng Biao roared triumphantly. This spot is mine to take. He turned to In Wu Dao. Young Master In, since young Master Luo Feng has decided to fight, then I must apologize in advance. Before he could finish, a crushing punch from In Wu Dao slammed directly into his face. In Wu Dao snarled. Now you get lost. Lin Yuru stood nearby, gaspingly. He's so incredibly strong. While delivering continuous blows to the thug, In Wu Dao thought, the all-attribute king of soldiers title isn't for show. Even if I haven't mastered it yet, my combat strength has multiplied several times. After knocking Zheng Biao unconscious, Lin Yuru rushed over, asking worriedly, you got hurt just now. Are you in pain? In Wu Dao kept his expression bright, smiling. Thank you for your concern, Miss Lin. I'm perfectly fine. She spoke softly, Please, just call me Yuru. It's my family's mess that dragged you into this. I truly apologize. In Wudao gloated, just as planned. A hero saving the damsel guarantees affection. This is the absolute best shortcut to winning her over. He replied righteously, there's no need for apologies. Even if it hadn't been your family suffering misfortune today, I still wouldn't have stood by and done nothing. Bullying orphans and widows like this, they're lower than beasts. Mother Lin rushed over, pleading, stop fighting. Please stop this now. In Wudao continued his grand speech. Illegal confiscation, unlawful seizing of property. The Jiang family are demons in human skin, bleeding this entire city dry. How could I ever sit back and watch that happen? Watching this, Lin Yuru's affection rating for him skyrocketed, stabilizing at 80. She swooned. He's so handsome, so righteous, concerned for the people, and so generous and kind-hearted. How could a man this perfect possibly exist in the world? And she completely forgot that her older brother was currently fighting for his life. In Wudao glanced at the ongoing fight. They're both heaven's chosen. They could fight until the cows come home and still not finish. Just then, a car screeched to a halt. A blond man rushed out, yelling, Luo phone. Stop this immediately. We're all family here. Don't let things get messy. A moment later, In Wudao and Lin Yuru were seated on one side of a table, facing the blond man and Luo phone. The blond man piped up, Wudao, isn't this the girl from the nightclub the other day? In Wudao snapped, let's stick to business. The blond man flushed and gave a strained laugh. I heard the whole story. Our subordinates didn't realize you had a relationship with this family, which is why they behaved so rashly. He pulls out a card. 10 million yuan. Half for relocation, half as compensation. How does that sound? In Wudao turns to Lin Yunyu. Your brother took your mother to the hospital. You're the one making the decisions now. Lin Yunyu looks taken aback. In Wudao gestures toward the card. Exactly. The choice is yours. Accept it or walk away. Lin Yunyu asks, is this compensation solely for my family, or are you offering the same amount to everyone here? The blond man snorts. Just for your family, obviously. Do you know how many homes are here? If we compensated everyone like this, we'd be talking billions. Lin Yunyu firmly pushes the car back. In that case, I apologize, but I cannot accept this. The blond man's face tightens. Listen, sweetheart, don't be foolish and push your luck. My colleague mentioned that our proposed relocation fund is well above market rate. Those who are refusing to move are just trying to squeeze us for more. How much do you really want? Just name your price. Lin Yunyu is resolute. I don't want anything at all. In Wudao puts a cigarette to his lips. So, that's a refusal? He slams his hands down, flipping the table over as he springs up. If you won't agree, then the discussion is over. Get out. All of you now. Everyone jumps back in shock. The blond man screams furiously, In Wudao, you're going to turn against me over some girl? Are you seriously willing to make an enemy of my Jiang family? In Wudao gives a sharp, unapologetic smile. Yes, I am. The blond man fumes. You strike first, so don't complain about what I do next. He spins around and shouts at Lin Yunyu, Sweetheart, do you actually believe that In Wudao just happened to run into you by some romantic coincidence? The truth is, he's been watching you for ages, and he specifically ordered me to deliver you straight to his bed. Both In Wudao and Lin Yunyu freeze, stunned. That worthless piece of trash. Are you trying to completely sabotage me? You won't get the satisfaction. But the blond man simply turned and walked away, leaving Lin Yunyu with a question that twisted deep in her heart. Is what he said true? The question struck fear into In Wudao. Sweat poured down his face. Lin Yunyu's eyes are overflowing with tears. Tell me, was everything he said the truth? If my expertise in romance holds true, she's about to slap me. But if I take the hit without flinching, I can make her fall in love with me in 10 seconds flat. In Wudao then gave a direct answer. His reply made her flinch. An instant later, a sharp slap landed across In Wudao's cheek. Lin Yunyu screamed, You disgusting pervert. Time starts now. After 10 seconds had passed, he turned to her and spoke with a gentle, poetic voice. Peerless and singular. The moment I first laid eyes on you that day, my spirit fled my body and has never returned. He gazed at Lin Yunyu, his expression tender and his eyes filled with deep emotion. I should never have walked into that nightclub, and I definitely shouldn't have met you. If I hadn't, I wouldn't be suffering sleepless nights, I wouldn't be involved in this demolition mess, I wouldn't have been injured, and I wouldn't have just thrown away a friendship that lasted more than 10 years. Lin Yunyu was completely stunned by his words. In Wudao commits to the act. He turns his back. If loving a person requires one to be shameless, then I embrace that shamelessness completely. As he speaks, the jade pendant on his chest pulses with a brilliant light. Suddenly, Lin Yunyu reaches out and grasps In Wudao's hand. She whispers, I'm so sorry. Above her head, the affection rating spikes to 90, head over heels. Checkmate. Time called. Lin Feng walks over. Are the Jiang family people completely gone? Lin Yunyu self-consciously lets go of In Wudao's hand and rushes away. As she leaves, she says, "You two continue your discussion. I have school obligations, so I'll be going now." Lin Feng looks confused. What's with her? Why is her face so flushed? In Wu Dao, standing beside him, asks, "Yun Yu is still a student?" Lin Feng answers, "She's studying cultural artifact appraisal at Jiangxing University. She's currently swamped with her internship." In Wu Dao asks, "Did you get your mother settled?" Lin Feng replies, "Thanks to your arrangements, boss. Everything is taken care of." Once they were alone, In Wu Dao asked Lin Feng, "What's your take on today's events?" Lin Feng answered, "Boss, I sense something deeply fishy about this whole thing." In Wu Dao muses that Xian Li Feng is highly calculating. Every movie made while sparring with me was carefully planned. Someone like that doesn't act like a hot-headed idiot. Lin Feng says seriously, "I agree completely." Li Feng keeps his thoughts close. Him deliberately attacking you today, seemingly without provocation. It feels like he's trying to sow discord or generate enemies for the Jiang family. In Wu Dao smiles shrewdly. "Precisely. That is the exact reason I chose to turn on the Jiang family." Li Feng clearly comes with malice. That idiot, Jiang Renjia, certainly won't be able to handle him. I predict massive turmoil within the Jiang family soon. So for now, we cut ties, keep our hands clean, and quietly observe how things unfold. Lin Feng stares, thoroughly impressed. "Boss, your foresight is peerless." Loyalty index instantly climbs to 60. Awe and respect. And Wu Dao asked Lin Feng, "If you fought Luo Feng tooth and nail until the end, what are your odds of winning?" Lin Feng thought for a moment, then replied, "Barehanded, we're evenly matched. But I noticed his knuckles and fingers are heavily calloused. It suggests he's a master weapon user, but I couldn't figure out his specialty." And Wu Dao answered casually, "He uses throwing knives." Lin Feng said, "Awestruck, boss, you're incredible." "You're right, with that kind of ghostly footwork, throwing knives would be the perfect combination." Lin Feng added, worried, "If he's using throwing knives, the only way I can counter him is with a gun." And Wu Dao replied calmly, "Then go ahead and use a gun." Lin Feng was stunned. He asked, "But gun control is so strict here. How could I possibly get my hands on one?" And Wu Dao said, "You don't need to worry about that. I'll handle it." The scene shifts to an urban area, dense housing, wide roads, and a large bridge spanning a clear blue river. Suddenly, two streams arc into the water below. One voice says, "I remember when we were kids, we used to do this all the time." Tambu replied, "We could hit almost 10 meters back then." Luo Feng clapped Tambu on the shoulder reassuringly. "It was hard on you, having to stay hidden within the Jiang family all these years." Tambu said, "You saved my life. Everything I do for you is worth it. But tell me, do you absolutely have to take action against the Jiang family?" Luo Feng's expression darkened. "My mother was a dancer. Not only did they refuse to acknowledge her, but they abused her until she died. I came back specifically to make the Jiang family pay for that blood debt." He turned his gaze away and scoffed. "Jiang Renjia is an utter idiot. He didn't even bother to research the market. That old urban renewal project he's managing? It's a ticking time bomb. The old man's birthday banquet is in a few days. That's when I'll send him off permanently. Also, that in Wu Dao is proving to be a real headache. I heard he even managed to trap the Dragon King Shao Chun. We can't afford to let our guard down with him." With a face still swollen from beating, Tambu said, "Don't worry, young master. I will do my best to avoid him." Luo Feng turned back to him and asked, "Oh right, did you find the person I asked you to look for?" Tambu replied, "I'm still searching, but I got a few leads." Luo Feng held a photo, thinking internally, "Where are you? Training abroad all these years. If I hadn't held on to the thought of you, I never would have survived. It all comes down to this moment. This time, I won't let you go." Scene change. Su Qingyan knelt down beside him and said, "You're back? Let me change your shoes." Then, as she helped in Wu Dao put on a jacket, she said, "Someone from the Jiang family dropped off an invitation today. It's for the 60th birthday celebration of the Jiang family head, Jiang Lianqing. They're inviting you to attend." And Wu Dao replied, "When the time comes, you'll come with me." And Wu Dao seemed to remember something. He continued, speaking of time, "Our contract expires in half a month. You'll be free then. Your father handed you over to me to clear his debts, forcing you to sign that 3-year contract as my girlfriend. I truly appreciate your care over these years. When the date arrives, I will keep my promise and grant you your freedom." Su Qingya gasped. The jacket thumped as it slipped from her hands and hit the floor. She choked back a sob and replied, "It's exactly 14 days, 8 hours, and 42 minutes away." The scene moves to an elaborately decorated hall filled with people in formal were mingling and talking. A pair of high heels steps into view, and Wu Dao and Su Qingya appeared. Crowd noise greetings, young master, and hello, young madam. A woman in a blue dress exclaimed. Wu Dao brought his wife to the banquet. "Young madam and is stunning." Su Qingya said anxiously, "They're talking nonsense." "I'm not." And Wu Dao asked, "What's wrong? You don't like it?" Su Qingya stammered, "No, not at all. What am I even saying? I'm about to leave him. Why do I enjoy hearing people call me young madam?" Jiang Renjia swaggered over, sneering, "Oh, look who decided to show up." Jiang Renjia, and that woman Rushua approached. He looked down his nose at Wu Dao. Wu Dao, I heard you were picking through the scraps of the Jiang Corporation after their downfall. That's truly shameful. Then he raised his voice, but your schemes have failed. Today, I officially inherit the Jiang family. And once I do, I will protect the Jiang Corporation and Rushua. If you try anything with her again, I won't go easy on you. Rushua chimed in, and Wu Dao, even without you, our Jiang Corporation can still rise again. Your ambition will certainly fail. And Wu Dao replied, oh really? He stepped closer and said, I predict it won't be long before both of you are kneeling and begging me. Jiang Renjie yelled furiously, are you dreaming? I would rather die right here than beg you. Rushua sneered, you arrogant bastard. I will never bow down to you. Suddenly, a fanfare sounded. A herald announced, the banquet begins. Introducing the Jiang family head. Jiang Lianqing clasped his hands together and spoke, thank you all for attending my, Jiang Lianqing's, birthday celebration. I'm getting old now, and my health is steadily declining. I have invited you all here today because I hope you will act as witnesses. He gestured toward his sons and declared, I have decided to retire and pass on the position of Jiang family head to my son. Jiang Renjie, the eldest son, was visibly overjoyed, preparing to receive the news. Luo Feng stood solemnly to the side. The name announced next stunned the entire hall. The next patriarch of the Jiang family shall be Luo Feng. The news hit Jiang Renjie like a bolt of lightning, and Chen Shui screamed in shock. It wasn't Jiang Renjie after all. What in the world is happening? He's passing the position down to a bastard son? The woman in blue robes commented, even if Jiang Renjie is a little odd, he shouldn't be completely stripped of his inheritance. Jiang Renjie pointed straight at Jiang Lianqing and yelled, you damn old fool. Are you seriously thinking with your ass instead of your brain? Do you even know what you're saying? Passing the headship to an illegitimate child? Have you lost your damn mind in your old age? Jiang Lianqing was struggling with continuous coughs. Just as Jiang Renjie was about to scream, you old fool, Luo Feng slammed into him, knocking him back. This is father's longevity banquet, Luo Feng declared. You are not welcome to cause trouble here. Wu Dao stood aside, enjoying the show, silently sneering, what an imbecile. Su Qingya stood nearby, completely at a loss for words. But then, she suddenly murmured, Luo Feng, he's returned. Wait, something feels off here. A mission notification. Appear before Wu Dao. Side quest. Win over the heavenly talent Su Qingya. Mission requirement. Increase target's favorability rating to 98. Mission completion. Mission reward. +1 heavenly talent point. Modern medicine mastery talent. So this is it. Is Su Qingya the heroine for Luo Feng the Shura? Suddenly, Wu Dao realized with alarm. Then who exactly is the one getting cuckolded here? Just then, Chen Shui rushed forward, screaming, you filthy bastard. Let go of my son immediately. But Luo Feng immediately shoved her away and roared, you're the filthy whore. Everyone gasped, whispering, an illegitimate son dares to hit an elder? That's outrageous. Why would Jiang Lianqing appoint such a disrespectful bastard as a successor? Just as I predicted, Luo Feng definitely has some powerful backing. Luo Feng clapped his hand sharply. Bring them out. Immediately, a harsh voice commanded, kneel before me right now, old man. A middle-aged man, trussed up and bound, was dragged in and immediately collapsed to his knees. It was Butler Jiang Rui. Wait, isn't that Butler Jiang Rui? Why has he been brought here in chains? Someone else chimed in. Coming here today was worth it. We have quite the show now. Luo Feng glared fiercely and shouted, I have uncovered the whole truth. The reason my mother died so unexpectedly all those years ago was because Jiang Rui poisoned her. And the reason they needed to poison my mother was simple. He pointed directly at Jiang Renjie's mother, Chen Shui, and finished, because my mother found out about their illicit affair. The two culprits were shaking uncontrollably, terrified. Luo Feng pressed on. And as for Jiang Renjie, he is no legitimate firstborn son of the Jiang family at all. He is the scandalous offspring born of the Jiang madam and the butler. Jiang Renjie stood frozen on the side, utterly stunned and overwhelmed with fear. The crowd erupted in an uproar. What a massive scandal. Even Wu Dao was taken aback. I never imagined the Jiang family harbored a scandal like this. My eyes have truly been opened today. Jiang Renjie screamed furiously, you're lying? I am the eldest young master of the Jiang family. Luo Feng sneered, pulling out a document. Hilarious. Go ahead, look at this paternity DNA test result yourself. Jiang Renjie saw the words, no paternal relationship confirmed. The shock struck him like a thunderbolt, and he mumbled, how? How can this be? Madame Chen Shui and the butler were frantic with fear. It's over. I just secure my future only to be thrown off the horse. Wu Dao, did you truly prepare for everything? Jiang Lianqing roared, completely enraged. Effective immediately, Jiang Renjie will no longer bear the Jiang name. Get him out of my family. Drag Jiang Rui and Chen Shui out of here. I am divorcing her and having her name struck from the family register. Jiang Renjie fell to his knees, sobbing and pleading, Father, please don't. You raised me. Please let me stay. Chen Shui and the butler were dragged away. Luo Feng stood with his arms crossed and stared down at Jiang Renjie. Are you going to crawl out yourself, or do you want me to toss you out? Jiang Renjie was frantic with terror. He whipped around, desperately pleading for help. Someone, anyone, help me. Is there anyone at all? The surrounding crowd quickly avoided his gaze. Don't look at me. I wouldn't dare interfere in the Jiang family's internal affairs. At this point, even the king of heaven himself couldn't save you. Jiang Renjie's eyes locked onto Yin Wu Dao, causing Yin Wu Dao to sigh deeply. Damn rotten luck. In front of the entire assembly, Jiang Renjie immediately collapsed, kowtowing to Yin Wu Dao. Wu Dao, only you can save me now. You can't just watch us die here, can you? Yin Wu Dao chuckled. Who was it just now who said they'd sooner die than beg me? This terrified Jiang Renjie and Miao Shui. Jiang Renjie repeatedly kowtowed. Wu Dao, I was wrong. I won't dare oppose you ever again. He looked up, his face streaked with tears. If you protect me today, that old city redevelopment project is yours. Yin Wu Dao stepped closer. And the Jiang City Central Hospital is mine, too. Jiang Renjie shot back. Now you're just being ridiculously greedy. But Yin Wu Dao turned back, a malicious smile crossing his face. You don't have a choice. Jiang Renjie fell silent, completely defeated. Right afterward, Yin Wu Dao clapped his hands a few times. Magnificent. Truly magnificent. He walked over and stood directly opposite Luo Feng. Luo Feng frowned sternly. We've always kept to our own paths. I strongly advise you not to interfere. Before everyone's eyes, the ultimate confrontation between the major villain and the protagonist, the Azura, was unfolding. Yin Wu Dao said, the Yin and Jiang families are generational allies. Seeing the Jiang family facing such great misfortune, how can I possibly stand idly by? Luo Feng frowned furiously. You better think this through carefully. Adults are held responsible for their own actions and words. Yin Wu Dao replied with a sinister smile. Of course they are. Immediately after, Yin Wu Dao held up the appraisal report and declared, this document is fake. This startled Luo Feng, making him anxious. Luo Feng scoffed. This appraisal was certified by Jiangda University, the most authoritative institution in all of Jiang City. Don't you dare spout nonsense. Yin Wu Dao slapped the face of the paper. Is that so? Then let's prove it right here and now. He then pointed directly at a gray-haired man in a tucked-in white shirt. Director Tong, tell everyone, is this appraisal report real or not? The director of Jiangda Appraisal, Tong Hao, thought to himself, even the gossiping public won't leave this alone. This is truly a massive headache. I never expected to get dragged into Yin Wu Dao's business. Yin Wu Dao stood nearby, smiling radiantly, and leaned in close. Doesn't your little brother, Tong Fei, work at my Shirtang group? Tong Hao anxiously asked, what are you planning to do? Yin Wu Dao replied maliciously, I'll make sure he receives special care. Tong Hao started sweating nervously. I understand. And immediately after, Tong Hao furiously roared, this is a forged appraisal. We at Jiangda University never issued a document like this. This shocked everyone into stunned silence. What is going on? So it was all faked. Luo Feng, standing aside, scoffed. What difference does tearing up the appraisal make? Jiang Rui has already confessed everything. We just need to run another test. Tearing the appraisal report into pieces, Yin Wu Dao remarked. Oh? What did Jiang Rui say? I don't seem to recall hearing anything at all. Zheng Biao, standing nearby and tormenting Jiang Rui, yelled, repeat everything you confessed yesterday. Jiang Rui, kneeling like a whimpering dog, cried out, stop. Please stop. I'll tell you. Chen Shui and I started seeing each other 20 years ago. Yin Wu Dao roared, silence. Di Shui is the noble daughter of the Chun clan of Yingchuan. Her status is high. How could she possibly have consorted with you? You are a servant whose family has served the Jiangs for generations. You received countless favors, yet you dare slander your mistress and frame the young master? Such disloyal and deceitful actions. You are truly unworthy of being called a man. Yin Wu Dao's expression turned dangerous. Physical pain is fleeting, but loyalty and righteousness will be eternally recorded in this world. This is the path a true man follows. Death takes but an instant, yet it allows you to protect your woman and your son. That is your true duty. Jiang Rui's face went pale as he finally understood the implication. Then, he spoke with sudden resolve. Luo Feng forced me to frame the mistress and the young master. The mistress and I have never crossed the line, and the young master and I have absolutely no connection. I am completely and utterly loyal to the Jiang family. Luo Feng shrieked from the side. You bastard! That is not what you said yesterday. Instantly, Jiang Rui stood up and screamed. I will use my death to prove my innocence. Crack! With a loud thud, Jiang Rue smashed his head into a pillar and dropped dead. Luo Feng worriedly thought. With just a few words, he turned black into white and even convinced the butler to destroy himself. In the blink of an eye, he's neutralized the entire setup I spent years arranging. He glared darkly at Yin Wudao. He truly is worthy of being the one who eliminated the Dragon King. Absolutely extraordinary. Yin Wudao confidently surveyed the chaos, then casually cupped his hands and spoke to Jiang Lianqing. In that case, this messy business about internal family strife, betrayal, and slandering the mistress. How your Jiang family chooses to deal with it next is entirely your concern. I won't interfere. This shocked Jiang Lianqing, the head of the Jiang family. Luo Feng, standing on the side, was vibrating with rage. He roared mentally, "Bastard! You dare to corner me and trap me in a moment. I'll admit, you are formidable." Immediately, the Jiang patriarch clutched his chest, roaring, "Guards! Beat Jiang Luo Feng senseless and cast him out. He is no son of mine." Following the command, the subordinates charged. Luo Feng's expression remained utterly cold. In the blink of an eye, he used his fist to smash the entire group back. Riding on that momentum, he surged toward Shui Yi and clamped a hand around her throat. He lifted her clean off the ground, menacingly. "Who the hell dares stop me? I couldn't care less about the Jiang family's dirty scandals, nor do I want that damn patriarch seat. I only returned for one thing." Everyone around stood frozen, holding their breath in terrified anticipation. Luo Feng clenched his jaw, his eyes like ice, and roared, "Vengeance!" Instantly, a sickening snap echoed from Shui Yi's neck, and she vomited a gout of blood. Jiang Renjia screamed hysterically. Watching from aside, Yin Wudao couldn't help but sigh. Too brutal. Such a waste. Jiang Lianqing, the Jiang patriarch, witnessed this chaos and immediately suffered a heart attack. His face turned purple, and he collapsed right there. Jiang Renjia wailed, "Father, please don't die." Luo Feng dropped Shui Yi's body and scoffed. "Die from a simple fright? Oomph. Can't handle any kind of pressure, can you?" He slowly walked up to Yin Wudao, leaning close to hiss. "Next up, it's your turn. You bastard who ruined my rightful claim to the Jiang family inheritance." Yin Wudao stood his ground, smiling dismissively. Talking about revenge and settling scores? You just secretly crave the Jiang family's hundreds of billions in assets, don't you? Luo Feng frowned, preparing his stance, and replied savagely, "You're about to die. Nothing you say matters. I'll use my finest technique to send you on your way." Just as he lunged toward Yin Wudao, Su Qingya suddenly darted forward to block him. "I won't let you kill him." Yin Wudao was startled behind her. Luo Feng cried out in astonishment. "Qingya, is that really you?" In the midst of this dangerous situation, Zheng Biao burst in, frantically shattering the atmosphere by shouting, "Boss, Lu Meng is here, and he brought Risi." Luo Feng was just as alarmed. "They're fast." Immediately, he and Zheng Biao vaulted through the nearest window to escape. Before vanishing, Luo Feng managed to leave his signature line, "Yin Wudao, I will be back for you." That gave Yin Wudao pause. He looked towards Su Qingya, thinking, "I feel like he has another motive." At the same time, Yin Wudao and Su Qingya both looked toward the direction Luo Feng had fled. Jiang Renjia grabbed a knife and ran after him, weeping and screaming, "You bastard! Don't you dare leave! I'll chop you to pieces." Yin Wudao stood there with his hands in his pockets, remarking casually, "He was gone ages ago." Jiang Renjia stopped, dropped the knife, and collapsed to his knees, lamenting and sobbing. "My family is all dead. I'm an orphan now." Yin Wudao said evenly, "Now is not the time for grief. The Jiang family cannot afford chaos. I will send people to help you handle the funeral arrangements. You need to take over as patriarch immediately." Jiang Renjia stood up and flung himself onto Yin Wudao, declaring passionately, "Wudao, you are truly the best friend I have." Yin Wudao blocked him with his hands over his chest and yelled, "Are you gay? Let go of me right now." Brushing off his clothes, Yin Wudao said easily, "We've been friends since we ran around naked as kids. Of course I wouldn't stand by and let you fall." Jiang Renjia said happily, "It's great to have a brother like you." Yin Wudao placed a hand on his shoulder, smirking cunningly. "All right. Make sure you transfer the old urban redevelopment project and the central hospital deed over to my name as fast as possible, okay?" Just as Jiang Renjia's jaw dropped in shock, Yin Wudao added, "Remember, sign everything over." After this incident, Jiang Renjia turned to Miss Jiang Rushue and said, "You saw what happened here today, miss. I can't afford to offend Wudao for your sake. Therefore, our previous agreement is null and void. You should look for someone else with power." Rushue said sorrowfully, "I understand." Jiang Renjia leaned close to Rushue and whispered in her ear, "I think you should just follow him. In Jiang City, no one dares cross Yin Wudao. Anything he wants, he gets." He sighed and finished, "And you, miss, happen to be the woman he wants." Rushue lowered her head and cried miserably, "But, She suddenly screamed directly at Yin Wudao. You cheated and schemed for your own benefit, twisting black into white. Does your conscience ever bother you? Yin Wudao's expression darkened, and he gave a mocking smile. Twisting black into white? Do you think no one here saw through the deception? Do you think Jiang Lianqing didn't know the truth? The Qin clan's power in Yingchuan is immense. If the Jiang family had casually expelled Qin Shui Yi or disowned Jiang Renjia, the Qin clan would have instantly retaliated. Jiang Lianqing was riding a tiger at that point. To save face and avoid disaster, he could only turn a blind eye and switch the legitimate heir. He said dismissively, all I did was give him a stepping stone so he could save himself. This revelation stunned both Ru Shue and Su Qingya. Ru Shue shouted angrily, impossible. Jiang Lianqing would never prioritize self-preservation over the Jiang family bloodline. You're lying. Yin Wudao looked completely unconcerned and said, the ancestor of Jiang Rui was the secondary son of the founding patriarch of the Jiang clan. The blood flowing through Jiang Renjia and Luo Feng is the same bloodline as Jiang Lianqing, is all Jiang family blood. He opened his eyes and asked, if you were Jiang Lianqing, would you choose Jiang Renjia, who has powerful backing, or Luo Feng, whose mother came from a low background? Ru Shue's expression twisted into open disgust. After hearing the complete truth, Ru Shue could only say helplessly, I choose Jiang Renjia. Yin Wudao, how do you know all this? You really are dedicated to your craft. Ru Shue kept sighing, watching the pair walk away. In the main hall, Yin Wudao told Su Qingya, you go on up. I need a word with Lin Feng. Su Qingya replied indifferently. Lin Feng stood aside, asking curiously, what's wrong with sister-in-law? Was she startled? She seemed completely out of it on the way back. Yin Wudao sighed. Women, right? Su Qingya, looking gloomy, walked silently inside. Yin Wudao and Lin Feng walked toward the back of the car. Yin Wudao said, just ignore her. Look at the great thing I got ready for you. A large suitcase was right there in the trunk. When it opened, Lin Feng gasped in surprise, the ego. Where did you get your hands on that? Yin Wudao chuckled smugly. A man like me has his ways. An exquisite handgun lay before them, along with 5 rounds of ammunition. Lin Feng grinned eagerly, this familiar feeling. It makes me miss being a soldier. He lovingly stroked the gun. Ah, too bad I don't have gun permit. My excellent marksmanship won't get a chance to shine now. Hearing that, Yin Wudao nonchalantly pulled out 2 gun permits. Lin Feng was so shocked he started sweating. Gun permits? And you have too. Yin Wudao replied. I told my great ancestor I was scared of being bullied, so he got them issued for me. Lin Feng looked skeptical and asked, who in the world would dare bully you? Suddenly, a loud scream rang out from Su Qingya's room. Stop. The scream startled both men. Yin Wudao anxiously shouted, it's Qingya. Instantly, Lin Feng grabbed the gun and vaulted onto Su Qingya's balcony. He asked sister-in-law what just happened in here. Su Qingya's face shifted. Ah, I must have seen a cockroach. I'm terrified of bugs. As she turned her back, Lin Feng prepared to retract the gun. Well, good, if it's nothing. I'll hire an exterminator later. Suddenly, Yin Wudao stepped forward and said seriously, I don't think that was a cockroach. I see evidence. Su Qingya grew extremely anxious seeing Yin Wudao approach. He grabbed her arm and lifted it high, asking, why is there a cigarette but still in the ashtray? When are you ever this careless? Su Qingya yanked her head away and snapped. You're hurting me. Yin Wudao said, the ash is loosely formed. It hasn't been disturbed or broken off. Qingya flinched and quickly denied it. It must have been just a breeze blowing past. He pushed Su Qingya aside and questioned her. Then how do you explain this pile of beach sand? This sand came from the shore right outside that window. Yin Wudao stated seriously. He came here, didn't he? Your former childhood sweetheart. Su Qingya looked up at Yin Wudao with her big blue eyes. No, it wasn't. Don't get the wrong idea. Yin Wudao closed his eyes. A surge of golden power manifested between his hands. He spoke coldly. You dare trespass and cause trouble in my home. You people are. With that, he launched a palm strike toward the window. A golden claw technique shot straight toward the hidden person. The sneak attacker was taken by surprise, barely managing to raise a hand to his throat. Blood streamed out and splattered, and he coughed up a mouthful of blood. Luo Feng suddenly screamed, Ga. That sound instantly gave away his hiding position to Yin Wudao. The system notification bar displayed. Warning. Warning. The Azura is enraged. Host is advised to immediately flee for safety. Yin Wudao worriedly noted the message. Right after, Luo Feng launched his ultimate flying dagger technique at Yin Wudao, screaming, Yin Wudao, I will have your life. About to be riddled with daggers, Yin Wudao quickly activated his defense, unwilling to become a human pincushion. He said, so this is the rage of a heavenly genius? It's hardly impressive. Last night, I broke through the second layer of the 9 Dragons' true chi. I'll use my protective chi shield to block your 36 grade flying daggers. A dragon light shield manifested before Yin Wudao, intercepting the barrage of daggers and forcing them to scatter outwards. Seeing this, Luo Feng roared angrily, "You want to block me, huh? Then try blocking this ultimate technique." Instantly, he threw a punch. A searing red light shot toward Yin Wudao, instantly shattering his defensive shield. Yin Wudao braced himself on the ground with one hand. Cough, cough. You truly live up to your role as the protagonist. That protagonist aura is definitely strong. Su Qingya immediately stood in front of Yin Wudao and screamed, "Stop. No, you can't kill him." Luo Feng's face twisted as he demanded, "Why? He's the corrupted man who took advantage of you. Yet you risked your life for him. Twice now?" Yin Wudao was still panting behind her. Su Qingya continued, "I don't hate him. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have survived until now. And besides, he didn't take advantage of me." Luo Feng trembled with fury and roared, "Su Qingya, did you fall in love with him? You fell in love with this bastard." He screamed in agony, "You betrayed me." Su Qingya sobbed, I don't know what's happening to me. I just couldn't let him die." Yin Wudao sneered, "Betrayal? Su Qingya? Looks like your relationship with this bastard runs deeper than you let on." Su Qingya stood between them, frantically trying to explain. "That's not it, Wudao. Don't misunderstand. I only think of him as just a friend." Luo Feng said bitterly, "Just a friend?" He burst out laughing. "Ha ha ha." His face twisted into a snarl, and he roared, "Yin Wudao, you didn't just take her body. You took her heart too. The hatred of a stolen wife. The vengeance for a murdered brother." He instantly struck, launching a sharp dagger and roaring, "You will die here today." The dagger shot through the air toward Yin Wudao, accompanied by the desperate cry, "Die." Yin Wudao called out, "Where's Lin Feng?" Lin Feng instantly materialized and answered, "Lin Feng reporting." With a rapid bang-bang, Lin Feng's bullet accurately struck Luo Feng's dagger. The shot gave Yin Wudao and Su Qingya time to duck behind a cabinet. Lin Feng instantly raised both pistols and taunted, "That's for loving my boss's woman, you fool." A torrent of gunfire erupted, yet strangely, Luo Feng dodged with exceptional skill. Luo Feng challenged, "Lin Feng, you are the renowned war king. Why have you turned on your own kind and willingly become a lapdog for that scoundrel?" In the same motion, 2 spent magazines dropped away, and the guns were instantly reloaded. Lin Feng retorted bluntly, "Yin Wudao is a true gentleman. How dare you call him a scoundrel? On the contrary, your own actions, murdering your stepmother and forcing your own father to his death, make you worse than an animal." Struck where it hurt, Luo Feng violently unleashed 5 flying daggers toward Lin Feng. He snarled, "You aid the enemy. Die with him." However, that barrage was still not enough to faze Lin Feng. He declared arrogantly, "With a gun in my hand, the world is mine to command." His gun continuously spat fire. The accurate shots deflected every incoming blade. He dismissed them casually, just flying daggers. Were they worth? Luo Feng wasn't about to be outdone. He yelled, "Let's see you handle this then." Lin Feng was ready for the challenge. His bullets, precise to the millimeter, struck the tips of the daggers, scattering the sharp toys harmlessly onto the ground. Luo Feng's face darkened. Gritting his teeth, he conceded, as expected of Lin Feng, the war king, a sharpshooter sent by the gods. In an instant, Lin Feng closed the distance, his dark muzzle jammed right against Luo Feng. He replied, "Thanks for the compliment." He then turned to his employer and asked, "Boss, how should we handle this man?" Luo Feng remained defiant, his chest thrust out. "Hack me. Kill me. Do whatever you want." Witnessing the confrontation, Su Qingya, standing nearby, couldn't hold back. She pleaded, "Wudao, please don't kill him. Just let him go." That plea made Yin Wudao's expression turn grim. He grabbed Su Qingya's chin tightly and demanded, "Give me one good reason why I should spare him." Su Qingya flushed crimson, dropping her gaze as she answered shyly, "I will agree to serve you for the rest of my life." Her answer was met with a brutal shove. Yin Wudao dismissed her coldly. "You think highly of yourself." He turned his back and walked away, his voice ringing with cruelty. "If you can't bring yourself to forget him, then I will grant you your wish. Now take him and get out." Su Qingya reached out desperately, pleading, "Wait, don't." Just then, Luo Feng seized her hand and said, "Qingya, let's go. Yin Wudao, you will regret making this decision." Meanwhile, a notification panel appeared before Yin Wudao, reporting that the progress of the mission to eliminate Luo Feng had reached 90%. The reward was the 36 grade Blood Lotus Dagger skill, with 2 options, copy or plunder. Yin Wudao smirked. "More skills can always be useful to me." He decisively chose plunder. Instantly, a Blood Lotus formed from flying daggers materialized before him. A brilliant red light, and the skill itself merged directly into Yin Wudao's body. At the same moment outside, Luo Feng suddenly stumbled and dropped to one knee. Confused, he thought, "I suddenly feel like I've forgotten something important. What's happening to me?" Su Qingya's face fell. She said flatly, "Luo Feng, you need to go alone." Luo Feng whirled around and shouted furiously, Qingya, have you really fallen for that pampered young master? Su Qingya cried out in defense. He is not a pampered young master. He saved me during the most desperate time of my entire life. Painful memories flooded back. A bald man had once sneered. Little sister, stop struggling. Your father sold you to us to settle his debts. Her hands were pinned to the table, and all she could do was scream helplessly. Let me go. Someone help me. In that exact moment, an iron rod smashed into the bald man's head. His two subordinates were also sent flying. In Wudao stood there, the iron rod resting on his shoulder, exuding an overwhelming aura. Why do big, strong men like you bother ganging up on a helpless woman? Have you no shame? That heroic, awe-inspiring moment was forever etched into Su Qingya's memory. Back in reality, she was crying as she challenged Luo Feng. And what about you? Where were you when that happened? The question stunned Luo Feng, causing sweat to break out. He stammered, I'm sorry. I failed to protect you properly. He turned and walked away, leaving behind a solemn vow. Qingya, I will return. I will win you back from him fairly and honorably. I'll also make amends for everything I owed you throughout all these years. Su Qingya thinks, tears streaming down her face. Lin Feng, we can never go back. In Wudao suddenly appears right behind her. She spins around quickly, flustered. Wudao? He ignored her, speaking coldly. Since you decided to stay, then come with me. That single sentence somehow made Su Qingya feel completely at ease. She thinks, Wudao, I haven't betrayed you. I will agree to whatever you ask of me. As Su Qingya sat on the couch, In Wudao made her a drink. The packet had an image of a seductive woman on it. She thinks, alarmed, Is he going to do that right here in front of me? In Wudao braced a hand next to her, giving the command, drink this. She thinks, is this your way of punishing me? Do you really have to do this to me? As she drank, she fought herself internally. I cannot let this happen. I absolutely cannot. I must not show that reaction. Above her head, the favorability score shot up to 95, hitting the infatuation level. After draining the cup, Su Qingya felt suddenly woozy. Why am I so dizzy? She murmured before collapsing unconscious. In Wudao gazed at her with surprising gentleness. He thinks a woman's heart is truly as fathomless as the ocean. What a pity. Just 3 more points and the mission would be complete. While Su Qingya slept soundly, In Wudao gently covered her with a blanket. He whispered, This is a matter between us men. It doesn't concern you. Sleep now. When you wake up, everything will be all right. Having finished his preparations, In Wudao raised a hand, his eyes turning razor-sharp. He thinks, if you don't root out the weeds, the spring wind will bring them back to life. Time to move. Lin Feng, watching from the side, was utterly speechless. He truly is the villain. Scene shift to the riverside. Luo Feng stood there, eyes burning with hatred. Jiangcheng, I will be back. And when I do, I will reclaim everything that is mine and slaughter anyone who dares stand in my way. A sleek speedboat approached the bank. Luo Feng thinks, relieved, the boat is finally here. But the one who stepped off was In Wudao, his handsome face radiating cold, killing intent. Luo Feng gasped in terror. In Wudao, why are you here? You promised Qingya you would let me leave. In Wudao offered a dangerous smile. Don't worry. She'll never find out that I was the one who killed you. Luo Feng launched a flying dagger, roaring, Coward! In Wudao gave a serious piece of advice. You should aim better. Lin Feng, who was watching nearby, was stunned. Why were Luo Feng's signature flying daggers suddenly useless? The blood lotus flying daggers suddenly materialized in Wudao's hand, spinning with a golden shimmer. He let out a dismissive snort, then said, Using the 9 dragons' true chi to control these 36 daggers. Now, that is a perfect synergy. He lowered his voice, asking Luo Feng, Does this sight look familiar? Luo Feng looked dumbfounded. It does look a little familiar, but I can't quite place it. And instantly, the blood lotus flying daggers, charged with the 9 dragons' true chi, shot forward, piercing straight through Luo Feng. He immediately crumpled to his knees, dead on the spot. Lin Feng asked, astonished, How do you have 36 blood lotus flying daggers? In Wudao replied nonchalantly, I just finished learning it now. Lin Feng's face was etched with skepticism. He thinks, who are you trying to fool? But deep down, he couldn't help but think. Still, that was incredible. Above his head, the loyalty score rose to 80, achieving the worship level. A system prompt appeared. Mission to eliminate Luo Feng is 100% complete, rewarding 1 heavenly pride point. In Wudao thinks, wait, what? This system is being way too stingy. I recall meeting a stunning beauty before I was killed by Xiao Chun. I wonder if the system is actually that lovely older sister? She truly was unforgettable. The mysterious woman wearing the elegant qipao. In Wudao looked absolutely mesmerized. It seems it's time to discover the system's true appearance. Wait, no. I mean, time to explore the system's functions. At the Jiangbian Shaozhu Divine Hall, Yin Wu Dao was lighting incense before a ridiculously large spirit tablet. He prayed devoutly. Your humble disciple, Yin Wu Dao, offers respectful veneration. I implore the great system, Lord, to manifest in the mortal realm and bestow enlightenment upon Wu Dao. The tablet was inscribed with the words, the true Lord of system manifestation. Yin Wu Dao continued his heartfelt prayer. That day, when your excellency saved me, your unparalleled beauty has haunted Wu Dao's dreams for countless nights. If your excellency would grace me with your favor, I humbly beseech your holiness to manifest and descend to fulfill this lowly desire of Wu Dao. Instantly, a blinding light erupted from his jade pendant. A woman of breathtaking beauty appeared, speaking softly. My king cherishes me so highly, it truly makes this humble servant blush. I had planned to wait until you unlocked the royal rank before revealing myself, but your devotion today is so sincere, I shall make an exception. After witnessing the mysterious woman's peerless countenance, Yin Wu Dao secretly drooled. He thinks, whoa, she actually showed up exactly when I called. The mysterious woman commented, lust verified, truly worthy of the great villain. I am highly pleased. Suddenly, Yin Wu Dao bowed low and pleaded, I respectfully implore your excellency to unlock all the hidden functions of this great villain system. Your humble servant will be eternally grateful. Are you dreaming? She yelled angrily. The system must be developed step by step. You can only unlock new functions by continuously completing missions and meeting all the necessary conditions. Yin Wu Dao's face darkened. Such tactics. This must be your actual hiding spot, right? The mysterious woman sensed his intent. What are you planning to do? Yin Wu Dao instantly produced an ultra-sturdy metal box. He said, not even nuclear radiation can penetrate this container. A spirit entity like you won't be escaping this, will you? As soon as he finished speaking, he waved his hand, and an incredibly thick, solid wall surrounded both of them. She cried out in shock, Yin Wu Dao, what exactly are you doing? Yin Wu Dao explained seriously. This is a specially constructed shield that prevents light from passing through. Since spirit bodies like yours share characteristics with light, I assume you're trapped. But immediately, the mysterious woman flew up, hitting walls and corners, unable to find an exit. She panicked. What is this? Why can't I phase through? The mysterious woman put her hands together in a seal. 3 mountains and 5 peaks. Phase shifting technique. But a single stomp from Yin Wu Dao made her tremble. He stepped closer, his voice full of pressure. Don't bother. I've poured reinforced concrete both on the floor and above us. This is all because of your arrival. So-called iron walls and bronze ramparts are no different than this setup. He gave her a wicked look. Stop resisting. Be obedient, comply, and unlock every function right now. The mysterious woman shrieked. You are going too far? Her beautiful eyes widened, and her fox fur bristled. Her blood-red eyes blazed. How dare you profane the great system? I will make you pay dearly. Her form began to flicker, then vanished. Yin Wu Dao smirked. Invisibility technique, huh? This system has quite a few interesting tricks. Instantly, the mysterious woman appeared behind him, thinking, die, you bastard. Just as her hand was about to touch Yin Wu Dao's back, he spun around, his voice decisive. Sure enough, according to the system's rules, as long as the host hasn't failed a mission, the system has no means to attack the host directly. And then Yin Wu Dao made his move. He sneered. Did you really think that going invisible would keep you safe? A painful shriek rang out. Yin Wu Dao mocked. I offered you knowledge, but you insisted on herding goats. Now, I'll show you the power of science. The control panel displayed a temperature of -40 degrees. Everything was rapidly freezing. Yin Wu Dao explained. When the temperature approaches absolute zero, everything in the world freezes. Light is no exception. And since you aren't pure light, this extreme low temperature is more than enough to force you to materialize. When he looked closely, he exclaimed, Holy crap, did I miss your neck? Yin Wu Dao was gripping the mysterious woman's chest tightly, causing her to blush deeply and scream, Bastard, let go, it hurts. He quickly let go, a pleased look on his face. Whoops, my bad. You were invisible. How was I supposed to see where I was grabbing? A weak voice spoke, It's so cold. The temperature is dropping too fast. I need to move quickly, or I'll freeze to death. Inside the torture chamber at Jiangbian Shaoju, surrounded by all sorts of tools, Yin Wu Dao said, Miss Su Gai, so you're just the systems administrator. We're both just employees. Why make things so difficult for me? While lighting a cigarette and holding up a molten, heart-shaped piece of iron, he asked, Tell me, what exactly does this god-tier great villain system want from me? Su Gai, tightly bound to the chair, yelled angrily, Yin Wu Dao, you are actually the reincarnation of King Zhou Dxin, and I am Daji, specifically sent to assist you in ascending to the throne of the human sovereign. Yin Wu Dao didn't believe it. He pressed the hot iron between Su Gai's legs, smiling wickedly. Your mythology? Speak plain English. Sugai began to panic. She explained, since ancient times, countless heavenly prides, basing their actions on ethics and morality, have eliminated innumerable villains. This god-tier great villain system was formed by the amalgamation of countless grievances from these great villains after their deaths. Sweating, she continued, my job is to utilize this system to cultivate you into the god-tier great villain, eliminating all the heavenly prides. In Wudao showed a shameless grin. Hurry up with the goods. He commented, you look awfully appealing crying with those tears glistening like pear blossoms. This made Su Gai stammer in fear. What are you going to do? Just as In Wudao's perverted hand reached her chest, Su Gai shrieked. In Wudao? You're not human. Do you even want to defile the system itself? Not letting her finish her sentence, In Wudao began to molest her. Unable to bear the situation, Su Gai screamed, I agree to your demand. I'll unlock the system's hidden functions right now. A notification immediately appeared on the toolbar. God tier, Great Villain System. Rank, Baron. Heavenly Pride points, 2. Host, In Wudao. Talent, Bai Jia. Reputation points, empty. Skills, 9 Dragons True, Chi. 36 Petal, Snow Lotus, Flying Dagger. All attributes, normal. Store unlocked. Note, the God tier, Great Villain System is divided into 7 ranks, specifically, Sovereign, King, missing. Collect Heavenly Pride points to upgrade the system. In Wudao looked seriously at the toolbar, wondering, the other items are easy enough to understand, but what are reputation points? Su Gai explained miserably. Reputation points are used to exchange for items in the store. In Wudao asked further, so, how do I accumulate reputation points? Su Gai, still tied to the chair, replied, there are 2 ways. One is to make people worship you, and the other is to make people fear you. In Wudao seemed to understand. Oh, so it's collecting admiration points and fear points. Countless items appeared in the shop. In Wudao said excitedly, let me check the store, see if there's anything good in here. Item list, Enhancement Potion, 10,000. Recovery Potion, 10,000. Healing Potion, 10,000. Antitoxin Potion, 20,000. Temporary Wall Penetration Technique, 20,000. Temporary X-Ray Vision, 100,000. Permanent Teleportation, 10 million. Rank Insufficient, currently locked. Permanent Real Human Puppet, 10 million. Rank Insufficient, currently locked. In Wudao clicked his tongue in approval. Not bad, not bad. These are all useful goods. Moreover, that real human puppet could be used as a substitute in a critical moment. It's practically a security divine artifact. He set his sights on durable real human puppet 1 million. Rank insufficient, currently locked. Sukai looked furious as In Wudao spoke. Miss Su, I apologize for my previous offense. I hope that going forward, we can develop a close relationship and cooperate sincerely. The moment In Wudao released her restraints, Sukai slapped him hard. She yelled, you bastard. In Wudao's face darkened, but he replied, if this makes Miss Su feel better, then please continue. Stats appeared above her head. Anger, 60. Shame, 80. Grievance, 50. Hatred, 30. Sukai's face turned scarlet. She angrily flew back into the jade pendant, leaving a message behind. You scoundrel. I'm done with you. In Wudao could only sigh. Women. The scene shifted to In Wudao's manor. He was on the phone. A terrified female voice cried out, brother, In Wudao. I broke an antique. They're making me pay for it. What do I do? Sobi. In Wudao held the phone away from his ear and replied blandly, if it broke, then pay for it. But upon recognizing the familiar voice, In Wudao immediately grew serious. Wait, is that Yunyu? Don't be scared, tell me. Where are you right now? I'm coming right away. The scene shifted to Yunshi Zhai. The owner Li Bin was shouting, damn it, are your hands and feet completely useless? An antique this important, and you couldn't catch it? Tell me, what good are you for? Lin Yunyu was sitting on the floor, surrounded by shards. Owner Li continued his barrage of insults. Do you even know how much this Ming Changhua Dotsai chicken cup is worth? Can you afford to pay for it? Lin Yunyu replied tearfully. I didn't even touch the chicken cup. You let go of it. That's why it fell and broke. Owner Li Bin grabbed Lin Yunyu by the hair and roared. You vile tramp. You dare talk back to me? He raised his hand, ready to strike her. I'll beat you to death. But a hand intercepted his movement just in time. In Wudao yelled, stop right there. Behind him, Lin Feng cracked his knuckles. Bastard. Let me smash this old geezer. In Wudao frowned, stopping him. Easy now. Let me handle him. He helped Lin Yunyu to her feet and asked gently, Yunyu, tell me, what exactly happened? Lin Yunyu recounted the events. A while ago, someone came to the shop and pawned a Ming Changhua Dotsai chicken cup. Today, Owner Li took it out to inventory it, and also let me look at it to study. Flashback. Owner Li held the cup and said, Yunyu, haven't you always wanted to study Changhua porcelain? Come here, take a good look. As soon as Lin Yunyu saw him, she warned him anxiously. Owner Li, You can't hold it with just one hand. Be careful. His dirty hand reached out and started touching Lin Yunyu. He gave a sly laugh. Yunyu, your hands are so fair and smooth. What kind of skincare do you use? Lin Yunyu instantly pulled her hand away. He gave a wicked grin, then let the cup fall right in front of her, causing the cup to shatter into pieces. Lin Yunyu continued, and he accidentally dropped it on the ground. Ownerly pointed his finger right at her face. You little tramp. You dare slander me? You broke the Dotesai chicken cup. Whether you want to take responsibility for this cup or not, you will. And Wu Dao scoffed. Quite the display of authority. However arrogant you are now, the more miserable you'll be later. In the distance, a female streamer named Tan Xiao was recording the entire incident on her phone. She exclaimed, "Wow, everyone. The bullied girl found two handsome men to help her. The situation is spiraling. Looks like a fight is about to break out." The comments on the phone screen kept rolling. Sister phone. Wow, that handsome guy must be right. Because good looks equal justice, duh. Duck 6, the Power Rangers. This handsome guy is too nice, his girlfriend is getting bullied, and he won't even fight back. Captain America's clone. Scared? If that were me, that scumbag shop owner would already be in the hospital. Xiao's hubby. Our Xiao is the prettiest. A notification popped up on In Wudao's interface. Receive favorability from Sister Phone. +1 reputation point. He thought, looks like this situation is being live-streamed. Good, I need to accumulate reputation points anyway. Tan Xiao was still focused on filming. In Wudao spoke up. Don't you have security cameras? Let's check the footage and see who really broke it. Owner Li's face instantly drained of color and fear. He stammered, I apologize, but the camera just happened to break. Just then, a nervous-looking young man was standing in the background. In Wudao beckoned him over. Hey kid, come here. The young man looked terrified, his face white, and he screamed, I don't know anything. Don't ask me. In Wudao instantly threw down 2 fat stacks of cash. Tell me the whole truth. This money is all yours. Even Boss Li was startled by the sight. He frantically called out, Xiao Zhang. Say only what needs to be said. Don't just babble nonsense. Don't let that little bit of money make you abandon your conscience. Hearing that, In Wudao tossed out several more stacks of bills. If you won't talk, I'll just give it to someone else. Lin Feng, standing nearby, bristled. Boss, why don't we just cut the crap and attack him directly? That's not really your style, is it? Special tool, notification. Reputation points +3. In Wudao said, why rush? You'll get your chance to strike soon enough. Sujin trembled all over. Then, eagerly, he blurted out, I'll talk. After reviewing the security footage, he confirmed that it was Li Bin himself who had broken the cup, then framed Lin Yunru. In the video, Boss Li grabbed his head and screamed, What am I going to do now? This is the Ming Dynasty Changhua Dotesai chicken cup, worth hundreds of millions. And he quickly hatched a plan. After putting the fragments back together, he said darkly, I've got it. I'll just blame the new girl. Livestream comment. The user June Wind commented, there's truly no such thing as absolute loyalty. If there seems to be, it simply means the benefit wasn't high enough yet. He sat crying in his BMW. That power of money is terrifying. A foster father is also a father. Is this how rich people operate? Using money to solve everything, without ever having to force anyone. In Wudao said, Lin Feng, you couldn't wait, could you? Smash everything for me. He turned, his face serious. Go and destroy every single thing. Simultaneously, Lin Feng charged forward with the iron club. He relentlessly smashed the items and fixtures around the shop. Boss Li screamed, are you crazy? Do you have any idea who owns this establishment? He pointed at Yunru, threatening her. You bitch. Make him stop right now. If you don't, I'll make your life a living hell. This made Lin Yunru panic. But In Wudao grabbed Boss Li's wrist tightly. He said, I've been holding back long enough. This is the hand that just touched my Yunru, right? And this is the hand that hit my Yunru, isn't it? In Wudao's face became chillingly serious. In that case, you won't be needing it anymore. Immediately, Boss Li's hand was snapped. He shrieked in agony. Nearby, Lin Yunru was caught between fear and joy. Her affection level instantly soared to 93, deeply in love. My Yunru, In Wudao, is so powerful and so handsome. Special tool, notification. Reputation points continuously rising. +1,000, 2,000, then 5,000. In Wudao was surprised. A live stream can generate this much reputation? Tam Xiao was equally astonished. 20,000 concurrent viewers. 30,000. 40,000. Oh my god, my number 18 channel is blowing up. The comments are relentlessly scrolling up. Power Rangers, everyone, stand up and apologize to the male lead. This script isn't bad after all, guys. Dr. Joblast, 10 points for the shop owner for fully supporting the male lead. Push the view count, everyone. Almost catching up to Brother Hua Chong. Uneasy. This storyline is totally cliche, but I love it. Xiao's husband. My Xiao is the prettiest. Heavenly Lord descends. Although the male lead is righteous, being this brutal isn't necessarily a good thing. Chow County citizen. I just saw a Buddha light shining down on the statue right above. Wait, this doesn't look like acting. That man's hand really broke. Should I call the police? Bosley shrieked furiously, you're all finished. This place is the property of the Bai family. Offend the Bai family, and every single one of you will pay a heavy price. And Wu Dao didn't say much, simply kicking him hard in the leg. The consequences are mine alone to bear. Bosley shrieked on my leg. It hurts so much. You will all regret this. VIP comments on the live stream continued to flood the screen. Power Rangers. Could this be the Bai family of Jiansheng? One of the 4 great families of Jiansheng. Edmund, in Jiansheng, offending the Bai family is basically asking for death. Superman. The male lead is totally screwed. 10 seconds of silence for him. Suddenly, an authoritative female voice rang out. Who dares cause trouble in my Yunqi Zhai? Do you not wish to live in Jianqing anymore? Boss Li, slumped on the ground, cried out, First miss. The first miss is here. All you are finished. Lin Yunru worriedly pushed in Wu Dao's shoulder. Brother Wu Dao, you have to leave quickly. The Bai family's power is huge. I don't want to drag you into this. I caused this mess. Let me deal with it alone. And Wu Dao smirked. He said, Bai Yunxi, your old man hasn't kicked the bucket yet. How did you manage to become the director? Bai Yunxi, the Bai family heiress, shot back at Wu Dao. That little brat, you're not dead yet? There's truly no justice in this world. 2 bodyguards appear behind her, but Wu Dao remained standing still. Just as her slender hands rested on his shoulder, Wu Dao immediately buttered her up. Aunt Yun, I thought you were dead. Bai Yunxi said, cut the nonsense. You might be able to sweet-talk some little girl with that mouth, but you can't fool this aunt. Boss Li, standing nearby, jumped up in fear. What's going on? Young master? Could he be? It's over. I am completely screwed. Lin Yunru was equally anxious. So they know each other, and their relationship seems far from ordinary. Bai Yunxi sat down on a chair. She said, Speak. What exactly happened here? Wu Dao sat calmly and presented the facts. This is what happened. The video evidence is clear. My subordinate was harmed, and I require an explanation. Bai Yunxi closed her eyes, replying coolly, understood. She stood up and addressed him. Little Zhang, you may take the money and go. Betraying your employer for a few benefits. Once is enough. Do it again, and you'll never work in the antique industry in the city again. Crossing her arms, she added, Go open some small shop of your own. Now leave. Little Zhang, trembling on his knees, lifted his head. Yes, I am truly sorry. Bai Yunxi cut him off. Save your useless apologies. You made your choice. She then turned and called out Li Bin's name, making him visibly flinch. Bai Yunxi used the toe of her high heel to lift his chin, stating, You are a master appraiser, with techniques passed down through a distinguished family line. And you possess great natural talent. I had intended to groom you into running one of my Bai family's premier shops. Giving you another chance now would be utterly pointless. Manager Li cried out, his face etched with terror. Eldest miss, I beg your forgiveness. Instead, a high-heeled shoe slammed directly into his face. She spat. You've grown quite brave, haven't you? Daring to pull stunts right here in Yunxi's studio? If you can't even hold a teacup, what good are those hands? Chop them off. At her command, 2 guards armed with blades roughly forced Manager Li to the floor. Bai Yunxi turned back to Wu Dao and asked, Wu Dao, does this suffice as an explanation? But then, Wu Dao turned to Lin Yuru and asked, Yuru, are you satisfied? She quickly replied, completely. On the live stream screen, the comments section exploded again. Superhero squad. Everyone bowed down and worshipped the mighty boss. The kind healer. What exactly is the male lead status? Even the Bai family has to show him deference. Zavalas, ouch. My face hurts from the slapping. The male lead truly is the swagger king. Chun Heishuan. Little imps. 666,666. I'm rich. I'm loaded. Xiao Xiao thought. Abruptly, a system notification flashed. Your live stream has been terminated due to content involving excessive violence. Total viewership reached over 280,000. The total reward accumulated was 21 million coins. That rotten censorship dog. How dare they ban my stream? If it weren't for the 200,000 yuan bonus, I'd give you hell. A notification appeared on Wu Dao's status bar. Fame points added. 2. Plus 4. Total fame points, 215,000. The fame points suddenly stopped increasing. Did the stream just end? Su Kai, who was present, wondered. Why did your fame points jump up so much just now? Is the system glitching? She clearly knows nothing about live streaming culture. And Wu Dao stood up and asked Bai Yunxi. That chicken cup, it's extremely valuable, isn't it? Bai Yunxi sighed. More than 10 years ago, that chicken cup was auctioned off for the astronomical price of 280 million yuan. Under the terms of the contract, we owe the owner 10 times the compensation. And you know, managing the Bai family's affairs from top to bottom as a woman isn't exactly easy. Bringing in money is one thing, but compensation payments, In Wu Dao stated confidently, perhaps I can be of assistance. Bai Yunqi's face brightened. Is that true? If you can genuinely solve this problem, I will hand over this entire Yunqi studio to you. Hand over such a huge antique shop? Lin Yuru thought, stunned. In Wu Dao smiled. I will certainly give it my absolute best effort. Lin Feng and In Wu Dao stood contemplating the shattered cup. Lin Feng asked, Boss, we just wrecked their business and made enemies of them. Why are you suddenly offering to help? In Wu Dao countered, did Aunt Bai ever once blame us for smashing shop? She even chopped off Li Bin's hands to secure justice for Yuru. That was a massive show of respect towards us. Given that, how can we refuse to return the favor? They gave us face, so we must respond appropriately in kind. Is this how high society operates? Lin Feng wondered. A notification appeared on the status bar. Restoration potion successfully purchased. 10,000 fame points deducted. Remaining fame points, 205,004. Just as I thought, it materialized out of thin air. Following the directions, all he needed to do was carefully arrange the broken pieces, then pour the liquid from the potion onto them, and the item would be perfectly restored. In Wu Dao followed the instructions precisely. Instantly, the cup began to glow. Bai Yunqi called out, Wu Dao, what exactly are you doing? Don't tell me you're trying to stick it back together with superglue. Do you think the owner is an idiot? Lin Yuru gave a worried, awkward smile. He's probably just going through the motions. In Wu Dao held the cup in his hands, bathed in a brief flash of light. He declared it is finished. Bai Yunqi and Lin Yuru both leaned forward to inspect the result. Bai Yunqi used a magnifying glass, searching for any seam or flaw, but found nothing. She exclaimed, it's been restored. It's absolutely perfect, just like it was before. Yuru gasped, the cracks are gone. Wu Dao, you're incredible. A handsome young man stepped in and said, Ms. Bai, I'm here to pick up the item I left with you. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. The blond man, Qin Tian, walked forward with Lu Mo right behind him. Qin Tian asked, Ms. Bai, exactly who have you managed to piss off? Why is your shop completely smashed up like this? Bai Yunqi forced a smile from the side. Thank you for your concern, Mr. Qin. It was just a small misunderstanding. It's all taken care of. Qin Tian immediately cut in. No. Ms. Bai, you got the wrong idea. I have no intention of showing concern for you. I am only concerned about the Ming Changhua Doucai chicken cup I previously pawned here, making sure it's still in one piece. I certainly hope it hasn't ended up like all this other porcelain, completely shattered. Bai Yunqi was utterly speechless, unsure how to respond. Wait, isn't that the captain of the Shivering Frost Squad? Shouldn't she be out catching spies? Why is she here? / why is he here? He better not expose who I am. Bai Yunqi gestured invitingly and said, Please set your mind at ease, Mr. Qin. Here, even if every piece of porcelain is utterly smashed, your item must remain intact. Qin Tian flinched in surprise. What the hell? That really is mine, but why does it show absolutely no signs of damage? This defies all logic. Lu Mo whispered into Qin Tian's ear. Didn't you deliberately mess with that cup? What if this one is a fake? Qin Tian whispered back. The evidence is gone now. Even if it wasn't a fake before, it sure looks like one now. By the way, I need to remind you again. It's a cup, not a bowl. Qin Tian picked up the cup with one hand. Are you trying to pull a fast one on me? Trying to fool an expert with cheap tricks? Bai Yunqi was startled and worried. Qin Tian spoke seriously. Changhua porcelain, after 500 years of wear and tear. Though colorful, the colors are subtle. They are reserved yet elegant. The body of the cup is covered in a hazy glaze, and tiny bubbles should be visible throughout. But this fake has overly bright, garish colors, and absolutely no air bubbles. It is clearly modern craftsmanship. Bai Yunqi was shocked and worried. I distinctly saw Wu Dao restore it with his own hands. How could it possibly have turned into a fake? Lin Yuru thought. This man's appraisal technique is supernatural. He is truly incredible. Everything he said is spot on. If I hadn't personally witnessed In Wu Dao restoring the chicken cup, I would definitely believe him right now. In Wu Dao was also stunned. Holy crap. That restoration potion is too powerful. It even fixed the telltale signs of aging. Qin Tian sat down on the sofa and spoke casually. Ms. Bai, you were quite reckless trying to pull a stunt like this. According to the rules, you owe me 10 times the item's value in compensation. I, Qin Tian, have never been one to make things difficult for women. Tell you what, sign this shop over to me, and we'll call it even. So he wants to take Yunqi's studio, huh? Every antique in Yunqi's studio has been destroyed. The only thing of value is the land itself. Even the Yunqi studio sign isn't worth billions. Whether I give it to In Wu Dao or hand it over to Qin Tian, it's still giving it away. I might as well be sensible, accept reality, and just end this whole ordeal. Bai Yunqi started in that case. In Wu Dao immediately interrupted. That's right, this chicken cup is definitely a fake. Qin Tian crowed. You admit you faked it. Why the drawn-out drama? Hand Yunqi's studio over to me now. In Wu Dao stepped right up to him and stated, I said this chicken cup is a fake, but I never said we were the ones who faked it. Qin Tian stood up, his fists clenched. What are you implying? In Wudao pointed directly at Qin Tian and declared, because you are the one who made it. In Wudao's accusation hit too close to home, making Qin Tian jump. He roared, don't spout nonsense. Be careful, I'll sue you for defamation. In Wudao explained calmly, there are 19 Ming Changhua Doucai chicken cups in the world, 4 of which are held in private collections. Isn't that right? Qin Tian frowned. Yes, but only 3 of those 4 are currently accounted for in private hands. The whereabouts of the remaining 1 are unknown. And this cup of mine? It's that missing piece. In Wudao looked toward Lin Feng and said, it's truly a case of the old woman stuck in a quilt, struggling to kick her way out. He then spoke a profound analogy about an old woman who fell into her blanket, describing how she tripped and landed on her, but unable to kick her legs free, even if she exerted no effort. In Wudao said, Lin Feng, go to the garden behind my villa and bring me the cup I usually use to feed my cat. Lin Feng respectfully replied, yes, sir. Qin Tian's expression darkened, and he shouted, feeding your cat? Are you trying to insult me? No matter how much money you have. You wouldn't feed a cat with dirty money on something worth hundreds of millions. At most, that's just some mass-produced chicken skewer, 5 yuan each, sold everywhere on the street. In Wudao said, I have stated the cause and effect. Now, we just wait for the cat's feeding cup to arrive. Meanwhile, Xiao Xiao in the distance was setting up a new live stream. She said, no violence this time, so I definitely won't get banned again. The audience started buzzing again. Gao Ranger's fan, I absolutely don't believe his cat's bowl is the actual chicken cup. He's clearly just boasting way too much. Little demoness. One look, and you can tell this rich kid is putting on a show. Young masters like him have money, but they aren't stupid. Shimin, big melons. Do short videos cost this much to produce these days? Xiao Xiao said, oh, we're live again. Shortly after, footsteps approached quickly. Lin Feng rushed in shouting, I've brought it. After displaying the 2 cups, In Wudao smiled casually. I grabbed this cup from my old man's collection. Thought it was pretty, so I use it to feed the cat. Don't mind the grime, everyone. Lin Yuru carefully inspected it with a magnifying glass, then gasped in astonishment. It's real. The surface is indeed covered in that hazy glaze, and the colors are reserved. Qin Tian pushed Lin Yuru aside. He leaned closer and said, let me take a look. Instantly, his pupils shrank before snapping wide open. A frantic realization hit him. This is actually genuine. I've lost this round. Qin Tian picked up the restored cup. I'll be taking this piece. But before he could take a step, a fist smashed the recovered cup to pieces, causing Qin Tian to roar in rage. In Wudao said coolly, by the rules, any item deemed a fake must be destroyed immediately. Qin Tian quickly retreated, cupping his hands. Very well played. Until next time. Lu Meng followed him out, whispering under her breath, damn it, you completely ruined my plan. A plan? What exactly was she planning? There seems to be something secretly hidden behind this whole business. Bai Yunxi stamped her foot in fury. A mere country brat dares to scheme against my Bai family. Guards, chase him down now. Hack off Qin Tian's limbs and throw him in the river. In Wudao calmly intervened. Aunt Yun, please. We shouldn't be rash. Although I don't know Qin Tian's background, the woman next to him has a special status that we shouldn't provoke. Bai Yunxi was surprised. Even you think he's a difficult man? Of course it's not simple. Perhaps I was too impulsive today. She then handed In Wudao a document. Wudao, I recognize this favor today. If you ever need anything from me in the future, just speak up. I still have some pull in Jiang City. Here is the transfer contract. Sign your name. In Wudao, hands tucked in his pockets, smiled. You are far too generous, Aunt. Nearby, the phone was still live streaming. Comments flooded the screen. That cat bowl was seriously a chicken head cup? I absolutely live for these kinds of face-slapping scenes. Nobody saw that coming. Damn, my lack of wealth really limited my imagination. In Wudao took the signed transfer papers and handed them to Lin Yuro. Yuro, consider this a gift from me. This antique shop is all yours. Lin Yuro quickly waved her hands, refusing. That's too precious. I really can't. In Wudao said, you studied antiques professionally. This is work right up your alley. Are you really going to be formal with me? Above her head, the affection score appeared, 94 points. Deeply in love. Lin Yuro stammered shyly, no, I'm not. On the system panel before him, In Wudao watched the prestige points accumulate, 20,000, 50,000. Is that all the affection I'll get? It seems Yuro isn't motivated by money. Still, why is my prestige score jumping this high? While he was thinking, Lin Yuro suddenly threw herself into his arms. Brother Wudao, I promise I'll manage this antique shop well for you. Comments flared up. Everyone, stand and salute the master strategist. 66,666. 6,666. Prestige points continue to rise. Plus 50,000, plus 50,000, plus 100,000. Total prestige points, 480,000. In Wudao glanced back at the phone, still broadcasting live, and the girl Xiao Xiao next to it. Live streaming is definitely the best way to rake in prestige points. Xiao Xiao thought excitedly, I'm going to be rich. Lin Yuro looked around and said happily, wow, I'm the owner of this place now. I feel like I'm dreaming. I still can't believe it. Lin Feng walked over and cheered. Yuro, congratulations. Lin Yuro immediately snapped, shrieking, don't step on my porcelain. She chased after Lin Feng, shouting angrily, you detestable Lin Feng. Who told you to smash things so aggressively? You broke hundreds of millions worth of antiques. Some of those were genuine pieces. Lin Feng dodged rapidly. Hey, I was just following orders. In Wu Dao quickly intercepted her, holding her back. Yuro, calm down for a minute. She was still raging. Don't stop me. He smashed over hundreds of millions of yuan in antiques. I'm going to hit him. Suddenly, In Wu Dao held up the vial of purple liquid. It's fine. Look at this instead. These 3 vials are enough for you to restore all those genuine pieces. I even left the cat bowl for you to use as a centerpiece advertisement. How about that? System notification. Purchased restoration potion X3. Prestige points deducted. 30,000 points. Remaining prestige. 450,000 plus. Lin Yuro said, restoration potion? That's convenient. But I have to correct you on one thing. It's not a cat bowl. It's the Ming Changhua Doucai chicken stem cup. It should be considered the crown jewel of this entire shop. Lin Yuro explained the details so thoroughly that In Wu Dao was left completely speechless. System notification. Successfully purchased clairvoyant eyes. Prestige points deducted. 100,000 points. Remaining prestige. 350,000 plus. Qin Tian didn't even care about billions in compensation. He was dead set on getting this shop. Even after I smashed the place up, he still wanted it. If there isn't some major secret hidden here, I'm a fool. In Wu Dao immediately activated his clairvoyant eyes. Well, let's see exactly what world-shattering secret he was hiding. The moment the ability activated, the entire view around him made In Wu Dao gasp in shock. This is the power of clairvoyance? He looked toward the source of the glowing light and exclaimed, there it is. In Wu Dao looked toward the open treasure chests. Suddenly, Lin Yuro stepped closer. Look, brother Wu Dao. I just restored the first piece. This caused In Wu Dao to blurt out, it's huge. It's enormous. Lin Yuro raised the bottle and announced loudly, that's right. This is the grand heavenly flask, and yes, it's truly massive. But inexplicably, In Wu Dao displayed a lecherous, vulgar expression. His face was flushed, his eyes wide, mouth hanging open. He thought, oh yeah? Suddenly, a figure stepped forward. She said, excuse me, may I trouble you for a quick moment? She stepped closer and introduced herself. Hello, I am Tam Xiao Xiao. I have a project I'd like to discuss partnering with you on. But In Wu Dao's flushed face, wide eyes, and gaping mouth remained unchanged, and immediately his nose started bleeding. In Wu Dao choked out, I really can't handle this. Seriously, everyone here is so incredibly well built. Tam Xiao Xiao asked, what is going on with you? Are you okay? Realizing his blunder, In Wu Dao quickly wiped away his nosebleed and asked nonchalantly, so, are you planning to livestream me daily going forward? Tam Xiao Xiao cheered, exactly. We'll split the tips 50-50. No, let's make it 60-40. You get 6, I get 4. In Wu Dao's face turned serious as he pondered, while Tam Xiao Xiao anxiously pressed on. Okay, how about 70-30 then? Let's lock it in at 80-20. I absolutely cannot go any lower. Finally, she burst into tears and pleaded, just 90-10 then? That is my final offer. You can't make me do this for absolutely nothing. In Wu Dao crossed his arms, smiling. Do you honestly think I care about the financial split? Xiao Xiao said anxiously, it's a huge amount. We only live streamed twice, and the tips already exceeded hundreds of thousands of yuan. But In Wu Dao waved his hand, saying, you can film me, and you keep all the tips. However, I have one condition. Xiao Xiao was astonished, asking, I get everything? Right then, In Wu Dao pulled out a contract, saying, you must sign a 10-year long-term contract with me. When I call, you must report immediately. No days off allowed, unless it's an absolute force majeure, accident, earthquake, or childbirth. This girl is a stable source of prestige points for me. I absolutely cannot let her slip through my fingers. Xiao Xiao turned to consult her pets. Both the dog and cat vigorously shook their heads. Xiao Xiao wondered, even Mew the cat is shaking its head, and Listen the dog is shaking its head. But why do I feel like this deal isn't terrible? Xiao Xiao continued to stream the scene before her. She declared, Mr. Ian, I agree to sign the contract. The comments section exploded. Little demoness. This foolish girl got completely swindled. Aircraft carrier engineer. This is practically indentured servitude. It's just like that villain, Zhou Baipi. The great patriarch Shiman has claimed Xiao Xiao. Every month, I beg you, please release my goddess. Scene change. Lin Feng, Lin Yuru, and In Wu Dao stand outside the Bine workshop. In Wu Dao said, Lin Feng, stay here and help Yuru clean up. I'll be back tonight. Lin Yuru cheered, Brother In, I'll wait right here for you. We can grab a late-night snack. In Wu Dao agreed, then turned to leave, thinking, too many onlookers during the day. I'll come back tonight to retrieve the treasure. Walking up to a gorgeous, striking red supercar, Xiao Xiao gasped, wow, this car is amazing. In Wu Dao executed a smooth motion, opened the door, and said, get in. Comments flooded the screen. Holy peanuts. That's a Lamborghini Veneno. It looks like a limited edition, too. It must cost over 10 million yuan. Poverty truly limits my imagination. Tam Xiao Xiao sat in the car, looking ecstatic, streaming as she thought. Wow, this luxury car is incredible. Suddenly, she saw In Wu Dao leaning in close, causing her to panic and scream. Humph. Stop. Stop. Boss, I saw my talent, not my body. In Wu Dao said, you're really overthinking this. I was just helping you buckle your seatbelt. As the seatbelt clicked, the comments surged again. Oh, that's the bitter taste of love. The boss is finally online. The little bird took the initiative. Xiao Xiao thought internally. How utterly embarrassing. The system dashboard kept displaying notifications. Prestige points +0, +0, +0. In Wu Dao drove happily, thinking, the system never anticipated that the prestige points countless villains suffered untold hardships to gain could be earned so easily in this era of entertainment just by live streaming. The scene shifts to a beautiful beach with many seagulls flying overhead. Two magnificent speedboats are docked nearby. In Wu Dao, walking with Tam Xiao Xiao, said, I'm taking you to meet my personal advisory group. They happen to be gathered on the water right now. In the distance, several young women in bikinis ran over, shouting, girls, the boss is here. Hurry and welcome him. This was certainly an eye-opener for Tam Xiao Xiao. In Wu Dao spread his arms, and the young women immediately ran up and clustered around him. One girl cooed, boss, I missed you so much. The beauty in the blue bikini pouted, I only lost 20 million yuan this month. You have to give me double the bonus money at the end of the month. Another beauty said, sorry, boss, I'll let the losses get a bit high this month. I lost 80 million yuan. Immersed in the sea of beauties, In Wu Dao said casually, it doesn't matter how much or how little you lost. All bonuses will be doubled. This made the sexy bikini-clad beauties cheer ecstatically, long live the boss. Comments flared up on the phone. Whoa, so many beautiful women. The male lead is so lucky. I'm so jealous. Tam Xiao Xiao angrily glanced at her phone and snapped. The second you guys see a beautiful woman, you turn into wolves who just caught the scent of blood. After finally dealing with his personal advisors, In Wu Dao took a deep breath. Several lipstick marks were visible on his face and neck. He sighed contentedly, oh my, I am exhausted. I can barely breathe. The comments are pouring in. Man, I really want to be the male lead right now. This isn't an advisory board. It's definitely a full-blown harem. A pair of high heels appeared. It was Xiaomi, In Wu Dao's personal secretary. Dressed impeccably in a fitted suit, she spoke, sir, could you please stop indulging them so much? You just hand them cash to run their businesses into the ground. We've lost way too much principal already. In Wu Dao smiled happily, turning to her. It's no big deal. It's profit, right? Where are the losses? This infuriated Xiaomi. That spoiled brat. He's just a rich landlord's worthless son. But immediately, Xiaomi reverted to her usual professional demeanor. There's one more thing. Today, Jiang Ruoxue came to the company looking for you. Since you weren't here, she went to your villa instead. In Wu Dao's expression grew serious. Jiang Ruoxue? So she's finally decided to put aside her ego. In Wu Dao turned to Tan Xiao Xiao. Let's go. I'll take you back to my place for a quick tour. Xiao Xiao asked, shouldn't we dock somewhere to change cars? But immediately, the yacht sped rapidly forward. In Wu Dao said, my house has its own private dock. Is this what the life of the super rich is really like? The scene shifts to In Wu Dao's villa. Jiang Ruoxue stood waiting on the balcony. In Wu Dao walked in and asked, Ruoxue, what did you want to see me about? Jiang Ruoxue turned around. In Wu Dao, you win. The Jiang Family Council has unanimously agreed to accept your acquisition proposal of 10 billion RMB. But In Wu Dao waved his hand. My apologies, but I've changed my mind. I don't need it anymore. Ruoxue yelled, In Wu Dao, what game are you playing now? The Jiang Group has agreed to sell for 10 billion RMB. What more do you possibly want? In Wu Dao spoke solemnly. Jiang Ruoxue, your decision to partner with Jiang Renjia halfway through this process was deeply disappointing to me. He walked past Ruoxue and added, go reflect on your mistakes. As In Wu Dao poured wine into a glass, Ruoxue spun around. In Wu Dao, haven't you always wanted me? She started taking off her clothes. I'll give myself to you. In Wu Dao took a sip of wine. Very good. Keep going. Ruoxue's outer jacket fell to the floor. Tan Xiao Xiao, secretly live streaming nearby, thought, this is way too intense, isn't it? My stream is definitely going to get shut down again. On the small screen, the online viewer count topped 500,000. VIP comments flared up. The viewers are on their knees begging for the male lead's perspective. Show us the male leads angle. 10,000 people demand it. Is this just everyday life for the rich? Xiao Xiao, I know where you are now. I'm coming to find you immediately. A glaring red notification popped up. Livestream channel permanently banned due to sexually explicit content. Xiao Xiao internally shrieked. What? Permanently banned? Jiang Roashua spoke hesitantly. Young Master Yin, my body is still untouched. Please, please. Yin Wudao gave a cold chuckle. So, the most talented and beautiful noblewoman in Jiang City finally decided to take off her clothes, huh? Revealing the body that countless men in Jiang City had only ever dreamed of seeing. Jiang Roashua lowered her head in disappointment, tears streaming down her face. What must happen will happen. Am I truly unable to escape the fate of being humiliated by him? But instantly, she sensed something. She opened her eyes wide to see Yin Wudao placing his suit jacket around her shoulders. Yin Wudao said, I genuinely want your body, but I don't want to see you weeping like this. I want you to be the one who actively climbs into my bed. Did he really let me go? Scene shift. Jiang Roashua was fully dressed again. Yin Wudao sat casually on the sofa, drinking wine. Starting today, every company and all the assets under my name will be handed over to you to manage, including the old urban redevelopment project and the Jiang Group. Jiang Roashua exclaimed in surprise. You're handing over something worth hundreds of billions of RMB to me? Without letting her finish, Yin Wudao interrupted. You went overseas to study business administration at 18. By 21, you single-handedly managed to reverse the situation and lift the Jiang family from the brink of bankruptcy to its peak. If it weren't for those men in the Jiang family constantly guarding against you, the Jiang family would have been worth hundreds of billions of RMB long ago. With a profound look, he raised a wine glass toward Jiang Roashua. You're a business genius. I trust you. After all these years, he is the first person who truly understands me, the first to understand my situation. The affection bar above her head steadily increased. +10, +10, +10. Up until now, I've always viewed him as an absolute beast. But he is the only person who has been sincere with me from beginning to end. He genuinely wants to sleep with me, and he genuinely trusts me. Jiang Roashua gritted her teeth. Even if he is a scoundrel, at least he's an honest scoundrel, far stronger than that hypocrite, Xiao Chun. The Jiang family suffocated my talent, obstructing me at every turn, preventing my business acumen from ever being fully utilized. I had almost forgotten my ambition in the business world. I had even forgotten the boast I made when I graduated overseas. I was going to be the #1 female CEO. Jiang Roashua looked toward Yin Wudao. He has given me hope again. Jiang Roashua stated decisively, I can manage your assets, but you must agree to 3 conditions. First, you must replace your entire personal financial advisory team. Second, you must allow me complete tactical flexibility. For all projects, I must have absolute decision-making authority. Third, you personally must not interfere with any of my decisions. Yin Wudao blinked. He thought, she really is the genius businesswoman the system recognized. Just look at the conditions she laid out. How utterly professional. Jiang Roashua's favorability score hit 50. She felt grateful. She thought, he agreed without even thinking about it. Why is he trusting me unconditionally and being so nice to me? Holding back just now was definitely the wisest choice. If I tried to take advantage of her when she was down, I wouldn't have had a hope of reeling her in. Yin Wudao thought, I don't actually care about her business skills, but the sheer arrogance she displayed today is incredibly captivating. There are many items in the store that require a higher rank to purchase. Her arrogance today actually revealed something vitally important. Jiang Roashua grabbed the files and quickly said, well, if that's everything, I'll get going now. Yin Wudao said, all right, you can't fire Xiaomi from my consulting team. Everyone else, though, is fair game. Yin Wudao called out after her. Jiang Roashua nodded in agreement. Once she reached the door, Jiang Roashua thought, huh? So he still stuck a spy next to me after all. I almost believed he trusted me unconditionally. After Jiang Roashua left, Tan Xiaoxiao walked in. She slumped onto the sofa, looking miserable. It's really over. My streaming channel got permanently banned. Yin Wudao tapped the 720,000 reputation points displayed on his interface. Not bad. I got over 300,000 more reputation points. Tan Xiaoxiao snapped. What do you mean not bad? It's permanently banned. I worked my butt off to build that channel, and I was just starting to get over 100,000 fans. Getting permanently banned now feels like being locked inside a pitch-black room. Yin Wudao picked up his phone. You stream on the Doulu platform, right? I'll just give your boss a quick call to say hello. Tan Xiaoxiao sprawled back on the couch, sounding bored. Oh, stop bragging already. The boss of Doulu is worth over 50 billion RMB. Why would he listen to anything you say? But right beside her, Yin Wudao was on the phone. Jia, unlock Tan Xiaoxiao's account immediately. And make sure you call to check on the health of the person responsible later. Yin Wudao told Tan Xiaoxiao, I finished saying hello. Just wait a few minutes, and your account will be unlocked. Tan Xiaoxiao scoffed. Yeah, right. You're the grandmaster of show-offs, the god of bragging. But immediately afterward, Tan Xiaoxiao's phone started ringing off the hook. She had an incoming call. It was a senior administrator. Tan Xiaoxiao said, "Oh, it's the senior admin calling me." The moment she answered, a torrent of frantic speech burst through. "Sister Xiaoxiao, this is my fault. I'm unlocking your account right now. Your account will be whitelist. Nobody will ever dare to ban you again. Sister Xiaoxiao, you have such a big shot backing you. Why didn't you tell us sooner? We may have inadvertently offended you before." Tan Xiaoxiao stammered. "Big shot?" The person on the other end said shakily, "Yes." The boss intervened personally. He said that even he wouldn't dare to cross that big shot. Hearing that, Tan Xiaoxiao's eyes lit up as she stared intently at Yin Wudao, who was casually sipping his drink. Yin Wudao pulled out a black card. "This is my business card. My number is on it. If you ever need sick leave, maternity leave, or anything like that, just give me a call." Tan Xiaoxiao bowed slightly. Boss, thank you." "Understood, boss." "Boss, if I'm not streaming anymore today, I'll head home now." Yin Wudao said, "You won't be able to catch a taxi from here. Go down to my private garage and just pick out any car to drive home. That way, coming back here will be easier too." Tan Xiaoxiao made her way down to the garage. She thought, "Tan Xiaoxiao, you idiot. Just who the heck have you managed to hook up with? If even the Dolu boss is afraid of him, what kind of power does this guy actually wield?" When she looked up, she thought, right, the boss said to choose a car. But that must just be a formality. I definitely can't take one of his luxury cars. I should just pick something basic, maybe a 100,000 RMB one, so I don't have to walk. But the moment she looked around, her jaw dropped. Luxury car after luxury car was lined up, making Tan Xiaoxiao stare in disbelief. She thought, Ladar, Bugative, Book Wargon. Finally, she thought, it looks like my poverty really did limit my imagination. A long while later, an ultra-luxury convertible roared out of the garage. Tan Xiaoxiao drove, saying, "This Porsche 918 still feels the most comfortable and convenient." Suddenly, an ugly man was watching Tan Xiaoxiao. He sneered, "Xiaoxiao, how can you just hop into another man's car and enter his home so casually? Are you cheating on me?" Tan Xiaoxiao's husband, Nick Nem, declared, "Xiaoxiao, we're done. Let's end things right here today." In the district of youth apartments, on a clear, cool night, bright stars illuminated the aging housing blocks. On her live stream, Tan Xiaoxiao said, "Hey everyone, I got my channel back, but you guys might want to check out some other streams for a bit. I have to go shower now. Talk to you later." The comments flooded in. "She's treating us like outsiders now. That's no fun. Just let us into the bathroom with you. I swear I won't peep. Xiaoxiao, I'm standing outside your door right now. Open up." January 15th. That pathetic creep is back. Doesn't he know how annoying he is? Tan Xiaoxiao looked anxiously toward her door. She thought, that pervert who knocked last time isn't actually going to come back, right? The police officer said he'd be arrested if he harassed me again. Surely he won't dare show up now. Tan Xiaoxiao wrapped her towel around herself. She thought, why am I even worried? Then, as she showered, she hummed and sang. "You were the one who wanted to break up, so we broke up. La 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 la." Her singing echoed continuously, but then, the deadbolt on the door suddenly clicked open. The ugly pervert crept inside and purred. "Xiaoxiao, your husband is here. Did you miss your husband?" The live stream is still running. Ta Xiaoyao comments. "What the hell is going on here? How did that psycho even get inside? Is that Xiaoxiao's fan? Xiaoxiao is in danger. We call the police, but this place is pretty remote. It's going to take them at least 10 minutes to get here." Old Wong next door comments. "Xiaoxiao, stop bathing. Run." Tan Xiaoxiao stepped out of the bathroom, still humming la la la. But the moment she saw the psycho, her face went white. The psycho turned around and said, "Honey, are you done with your bath?" Tan Xiaoxiao demanded. "How did you get in here?" Tan Xiaoxiao screamed, "Get out right now. Get lost." Then she flung the towel from her head straight into his face. His face twisted with fury. "I saw everything. You came out of that villa, driving a luxury car. You're sleeping with someone else, aren't you? You never loved me. You betrayed me." Tan Xiaoxiao shrieked in terror. "What are you trying to do? I don't even know who you are. I am not your wife. Please, I'm begging you, just leave." The psycho prepared to light a Molotov cocktail. He said, "Honey, I want you to be with me forever." Instantly, he threw the firebomb straight at Tan Xiaoxiao and screamed, "Forever." Tan Xiaoxiao stumbled back, scrambling away. "Help me. It's burning." The psycho grinned maliciously. "Let it burn. You traitor. I want us to die right here together." The psycho turned away with a disturbing look. "Xiaoxiao, don't be scared. I'm going to make sure this whole neighborhood dies with us. That way, we won't be lonely down there." On the small screen, comments flooded in. "This guy's even crazier than I thought. Call the fire department, quick." Hong Yude Ocean comments. "Xiaoxiao, find a way to escape fast. You don't have much time left." Tan Xiaoxiao desperately clung to the window bars, screaming continuously. "Help. Fire. There's a psycho. He's going to kill me." She sobbed in defeat and helplessness. "Why, I just want to get out of here. Tan Xiao picked up the phone, still running the live stream. She said, everyone, please record this. This might be the last image of me alive. The comments blew up. Don't give up. Find a way out. Call the male lead so he can save you. The male lead has celestial power. At the very least, he can guarantee your safety. I heard about a streamer setting herself on fire, so I specifically tuned in to watch. Upon receiving the suggestion, Tan Xiao shouted excitedly, That's right. That's right. She picked up her other phone and pleaded, Boss, pick up my call, please. But the sound from the call shattered her hope. Your call is currently suspended. Suspended? How can it be suspended? Stir-fried melon heart 30k comments. Holy crap. What terrible timing. Old Wong next door comments. At the crucial moment, the male lead is useless, like a broken bicycle chain. Totally unreliable. Tan Xiao coughed violently. She said, I think I'm slowly dying here. Farewell, everyone. See you all in the next life. But immediately, a foot slammed through the door with a loud crash. Tan Xiao asked, Who is it? Is it you? In Wudao walked in, holding an oxygen tank and a fire extinguisher. He said, Oh my, look at our poor streamer. Comments erupted. Everyone stand up. Pay respects to the big boss. Whether this is scripted or not, I'm genuinely moved. The male lead really did arrive on multicolored auspicious clouds. A great hero descending from the heavens. Tan Xiao asked, Boss, how did you get here? In Wudao said, I happen to be watching your live stream. I was already on my way here, which is why I hung up on you earlier. Then, In Wudao lifted Tan Xiao into his arms and carried her out. On the small screen, a notification read, 1.2 million people online. Tan Xiao said, That psycho wants to burn this entire building down. I don't know how many people are trapped inside. Comments poured in. This boyfriend's power is insane. I want to marry him. So many people are still stuck. Hurry up and save them. Read the address. Is it too late for me to head over there now? The psycho was waiting right outside. He screamed, Xiao, I knew you betrayed me. He prepared to light another firebomb and roared, Xiao. You can all go die. Just as the psycho charged, In Wudao said, Xiao, shut down the live stream in 5 seconds. Tan Xiao agreed. As the Molotov cocktail flew, the psycho yelled, Die. Only in death can we be together forever. In Wudao threw an object at the psycho, shattering the firebomb. At the same time, the pervert was completely engulfed in flames. Even in the inferno, he kept screaming, Xiao, don't go. You belong to me. Once the live stream was back up, the comments exploded again. What happened just now? It was midstream. Why did it cut out? That person burning was the pervert, right? That voice sounded just like, it was him. Even while dying in flames, he's still a sicko. After they got outside, In Wudao released Tan Xiao. She cried, I'm finally saved. That maniac who got burned was playing with fire. It was only a matter of time before he got scorched. He reaped what he sowed. I wonder how many people he murdered this time. What wretched karma. Online viewers. 2 million plus. Comments flooding in. Quick. Tell the hero to go save more people. Don't talk nonsense up there. The main guy here is just a regular person. Saving Xiao already makes him a hero. That place is too remote. By the time the fire department gets there, everything will be burned to ashes. Notification received. 1 million plus reputation points. This is a perfect opportunity to uphold justice. If I play this right, I might be able to rake in even more reputation points. Immediately, In Wudao grabbed a nearby bucket and headed back into the flames. He said, Xiao, you're safe now. I need to go save the others. Tan Xiao yelled, The fire is huge. It's too dangerous in there. You might not make it out. You don't have to be a hero. In Wudao dumped the water from the bucket over his head and replied, No, this world has never had heroes. It only has passion. In Wudao turned, declaring boldly, and right now, my blood is boiling with it. Simultaneously, the system bar flashed with notifications. Gained 100,000 reputation. 200,000. 500,000. Holy crap. I bowed down to the Great One. You are a true hero. That line, my blood is boiling with it. So manly. The anti-hero. Justice in this world has been awakened once again. This is a solitary hero. Reputation points continuously flooded the system bar. In Wudao charged into the inferno and rescued people. Many residents of the virtual apartment complex managed to escape. Tan Xiao exclaimed, It's the boss. He's managed to save so many people. Another person added, What boundless merit. A man who just escaped said, The great hero still hasn't come out. I hope he's okay. Tan Xiao asked, The great hero is saving everyone? Why hasn't he left yet? A child who just escaped said, Hero? He was towering. He's still in there. He's going to save the rest. Tan Xiao continued to livestream, angrily saying, What is wrong with this person? He was rescued, and he still has that attitude. People's hearts are truly frozen, betraying hope. People nowadays are so ungrateful. It's a tragedy of our time. I really didn't want him to be a hero. I hope nothing happens to him. But then, a red axe appeared. In Wudao roared, What the hell? You're gonna let one burning door stop you? Get out of here right now. Anyone who stands still is getting hacked to death by me. A woman, flailing her arms and legs, stammered. You're making this too difficult. I'll get burned. A man cried, I'm terrified. We won't be burned to ashes, right? In Wudao furiously bellowed, stop talking. Jump out now. Then In Wudao stared menacingly at someone and demanded, and you? Why aren't you jumping out yet? A disabled person sitting in a wheelchair was startled. He stammered, I. Right then, In Wudao swung the axe straight toward him, forcing the disabled person to leap out while screaming, he's insane. This guy is absolutely crazy. There was still a woman dangling from the window. In Wudao shouted, why aren't you jumping? Jump! The woman said, I'm scared. I'm afraid I'll fall to my death. In Wudao roared, it's the first floor. What the hell are you going to fall to your death from? If you don't jump now, I will chop your damn head off. The woman cried and yelled, what kind of hero is this? He's an anti-hero. That's what he is. In Wudao rested the axe on his shoulder, thinking, most people who die in a fire do so because they hesitate and waste the crucial window for escape. If they can't make the decision themselves, then I'll lend them a hand. Good thing I have the true 9 dragons, Chi, protecting me. Otherwise I'd be dust by now. Just as the flames raged violently, a figure prepared to step out. Tan Xiaoxiao screamed, boss. Get out, boss. In Wudao strode out resolutely, the red axe slung over his shoulder. The crowd commented, the great hero is back. What a huge relief. 666,666 great patrons praising across the entire area. While the apartment building was still engulfed in flames, a supercar shot straight up into the clear sky. And Wudao ordered Lin Feng, arrange accommodations for Miss Sun at my villa. Lin Feng immediately replied, understood, boss. As he started to leave, he suddenly remembered something and added, oh right, boss, Yuru is still waiting for you at the shop. In Wudao nodded. I'll head over to see her now. As the supercar vanished, In Wudao glanced at the system panel before his eyes. The reputation point notification was skyrocketing to 3.8 million. He thought to himself comfortably, the reputation points are enough for now. Time to go treasure hunting. At the same time, in a hidden corner near the Baiyunjai, Lu Man and Qin Tian were observing with binoculars. She frowned. Why is there still someone in the shop? When are they finally going to close? Qin Tian replied coldly, it's just that beautiful employee inside. Should I go in and drag her out? Just as he finished speaking, Lu Man saw Lin Yuru and In Wudao standing right at the shop entrance. Lu Man gasped softly, huh? Why is he here again? Lin Yuru quickly greeted him. In Wudao, you've arrived. Seeing this, Qin Tian pouted. Is this beauty waiting for a date with that scumbag again? Such a terrible waste. Lu Man worried. Our plan isn't going to be delayed again, is it? They're really pushing us from above. Qin Tian confidently reassured her, relax. I already promised to help you. I guarantee that item won't slip through our fingers. He flashed a triumphant smile and said, we just need to wait patiently. No need to rush. Inside, a steaming hot pot sat on the table, surrounded by an appetizing array of meats, vegetables, and mushrooms, releasing an aroma that made one's mouth water. Lin Yuru looked slightly embarrassed. Today is a bit simple, and it's nothing too fancy, but I still wanted to invite In Wudao to eat. She was still holding a platter of beef belly wrapped around fresh green mustard greens. In Wudao laughed heartily. That's wonderful. I happen to be starving right now. Lin Yuru solicitously picked up a piece of beef for him and said, In Wudao, please try this. This beef was sent up by relatives from the countryside, but it's incredibly tender. In Wudao ate and praised. Using these antique hot pots in the shop really makes it taste amazing. Right afterward, Lin Yuru excitedly showed off a treasure. She gushed, In Wudao, look what I found. It's a centuries-old bottle of medicinal wine. I dug it up behind the storeroom. I tasted it, and it was so delicious. Upon hearing this, the piece of meat on In Wudao's chopsticks suddenly plopped onto the floor. His expression instantly changed, and he exclaimed in astonishment, that bottle is... Yuru asked blankly, what's wrong? In Wudao quickly looked around everything. There were signs of digging everywhere. Lin Yuru, whose face was flushed as if she were already drunk, spoke up, In Wudao, what are you looking for? In Wudao replied concisely, looking for the mechanism. Yuru giggled drunkenly, mechanism? What mechanism? Like plumbing? In Wudao explained, it's a secret passage mechanism. I clearly see a secret chamber underground here, but I don't know where the entrance is. Suddenly, Lin Yuru's full chest brushed against In Wudao. She softly called out, In Wudao. Just as In Wudao turned back, Lin Yuru collapsed against him, limp and dreamy. You are so handsome. Just so incredibly handsome. In Wudao's heart skipped a beat. He couldn't believe it. How could such a beautiful, innocent, and gentle girl turn into this when she got drunk? Could alcohol really cause such a drastic personality change? In Wudao quickly stood up, grabbing Yuru's hand. Snap out of it. Yuru asked blearily, snap out of what? I don't understand. And Wu Dao thought, so fervent. Is this little girl actually a drunken flirt? Just then, and Wu Dao accidentally flipped the light switch off. In the darkness, Yuru's tearful voice rang out. And Wu Dao, I could truly love you. I really, really love you, haha. And Wu Dao felt a bit awkward. Can you stop being so intense? I'm not used to this at all. Suddenly, the window clicked open. Qin Tian and Lu Man quietly slipped inside. Qin Tian sighed in relief. They finally left. I almost fell asleep waiting. Inside, and Wu Dao, currently pinned to the ground, was secretly astonished. What is going on? They think the shop is empty? That's why they snuck in to steal. Lu Man looked around and said, Qin Tian, I observed earlier today, and I didn't see any mechanisms. Do you know how to get to the treasure? Qin Tian smirked. Simple. Instantly, his eyes flashed gold. He grunted softly, I just have to rely on my golden eyes to see it. Golden eyes activate. After observing for a moment, Qin Tian spoke up. Found it. The mechanism cycles through a few times and is hidden on the ceiling. An exquisitely carved qilin and a small ejecting dagger appeared, alongside countless other items of immense value. Lu Man cried out in amazement. Wow, look at all these antiques. We actually found it. Qin Tian, you are amazing. Lu Man picked up the Jingtai blue qilin. Not bad at all. This is it, the Jingtai blue qilin, identical to the photo. This is the shipment that was stolen recently. Qin Tian held up the small blue sword. According to our agreement, I only take this one. The rest is all yours. The two treasures, the Jingtai blue qilin and the Snow Lady's water guard, had just been divided. Suddenly, a lazy voice rang out from behind them, startling them both badly, as if they'd seen a ghost. Did you two finish splitting the loot? Finders keepers, right? Care to share some with me? Lu Man and Qin Tian quickly retreated, aghast. In Wu Dao, you never left. In Wu Dao immediately threw a flying dagger toward them, his voice low and dangerous. Dare to break into my shop and steal? Are you trying to die? Qin Tian dodged swiftly, but immediately afterward, In Wu Dao unleashed his blood lotus flying daggers. He spoke coldly, that water guard is certainly sharp. But what good is sharpness here? Can you deflect 36 of my daggers simultaneously? Qin Tian blocked with the water guard and replied, I'm actually a little intimidated to see a silver spoon elite like you possess this level of skill. But unfortunately for you, the person you met is me. Immediately, Qin Tian activated his golden eye. In a flash, he moved as if he had 3 heads and 6 arms, quickly snatching the flying daggers out of the air. He leapt forward, declaring, In Wu Dao, I always finish what I start decisively. I never leave threats behind. Qin Tian plunged a water guard straight toward In Wu Dao's chest, shouting, So just die. But strangely, a divine force intervened, preventing the water guard from piercing In Wu Dao's skin. In Wu Dao scoffed. This water guard truly isn't bad, but you severely underestimated me. In an instant, waves of golden energy erupted around In Wu Dao's body, spreading out and causing him to glow brightly. Qin Tian was instantly flung backward. In Wu Dao roared furiously. Taste my 9-dragon true qi. He flew straight toward Qin Tian and delivered a fierce series of blows. Qin Tian was immediately sent hurtling away, smashing into the wall and leaving deep cracks. In Wu Dao picked up the water guard. Thank you, system, for giving me the strength to win this fight. Even without Lin Feng protecting me, I can still defeat a formidable enemy. In Wu Dao looked toward Qin Tian, who had slid off the wall and collapsed, vomiting blood. He thought, too bad this Qin Tian isn't a true Tianjiao. Otherwise, I would have gained Tianjiao points from his golden eye. But right then, a line appeared on his system notification bar. New Tianjiao detected. Name, Qin Tian. Golden finger, golden eye. Achievements, appraisal master, inheritor of the secret treasure, heavenly vault. Mission, kill Qin Tian. Reward, 2 Tianjiao points from golden eye. In Wu Dao was stunned. There's a new Tianjiao? Plus, he's worth 2 Tianjiao points. In Wu Dao frowned, thinking seriously. I get it now. Those 2 Tianjiao points correspond to the difficulty of this mission. I cannot underestimate the protagonist's halo. While In Wu Dao was lost in thought, a gun barrel was aimed right at him. Lu Man spoke up. Mr. In, please calm down. There must be some kind of misunderstanding here. Let me explain everything. In Wu Dao roared in anger. You two broke in to steal my goods, and even tried to kill me. Do you honestly think an explanation is going to help now? Lu Man said anxiously, We truly apologize. Qin Tian was perhaps a little impulsive. The truth is, we came for these artifacts for a very specific reason. She began recounting the story. These artifacts are national treasures that were lost overseas. After decades of overcoming countless difficulties and obstacles, a great hero finally managed to donate them back to our homeland, asking for no compensation whatsoever. But on the way back home, these national treasures were stolen again. A person in a black hoodie casually walked away, carrying the suitcase. On the other side of the room, Qin Tian was still coughing up blood. Lu Man continued. Later, We received intelligence that these cultural relics had appeared right here in the antique district. That's why I brought Qin Tian to appraise the treasures. As an inheritor of the secret treasure, he can pinpoint the location of any artifact. Lu Man said angrily, we plan to retrieve them legally during the day, but you ruined everything. In Wu Dao replied seriously, it seems these items are quite the hot potato. Lu Man hugged the blue Qilin. We found the proof now, but you're the current shop owner. You're likely to be implicated in this. Hearing this, In Wu Dao immediately released the water guard, letting it drop sharply onto the wooden floor where it stuck straight up. He raised his hands. If this is genuinely a misunderstanding, I'm willing to cooperate. Just take the items. This surprised Lu Man. But suddenly, Qin Tian's eyes flashed with a purple light. He smirked internally. Haha, too late. Then, Lin Yunru abruptly stood up. In Wu Dao looked surprised. Yunru, what's wrong? Lin Yunru grabbed the sword off the floor, lunged at In Wu Dao, and plunged it straight into his abdomen. In Wu Dao screamed. Yunru. Blood poured out continuously. In Wu Dao clutched his stomach. Damn you. You controlled Yunru. Qin Tian, who had been sitting on the floor, stood up, laughing loudly. Ha, that's right. My golden eye can not only see auras and catch speed, but it can also activate the soul-seizing technique. Lu Man, standing nearby, cried out in panic, Mr. In, I truly apologize. I had no idea he would do something like that. In Wu Dao shoved Lu Man away, shouting, get away from me. You deliberately diverted my attention, so he could take advantage and control Yunru. TCH, why bother keeping up the act? Lu Man frantically tried to argue. I wasn't. Then she yelled at Qin Tian. Qin Tian. He dropped the knife. Why are you still doing this? Qin Tian raised his hand and snapped. Enough talk, woman. These pampered masters always hold grudges and seek revenge. We already have a life-and-death feud between us. How could he possibly let me walk away? That's why I have no choice but to eliminate any potential threat. Lu Man said in disappointment. You are utterly despicable. But Qin Tian didn't think so. He simply said, this is called prudence. He gestured toward Lin Yuru and continued. We cannot underestimate the power behind In Wu Dao. I absolutely cannot expose my identity. That means I have to pull up the weeds by the roots, kill them all to silence the witnesses. Lu Man was utterly terrified and shrieked. What are you doing? With his sharp purple eyes and dangerous expression, Qin Tian commanded. End yourself. Immediately, Lin Yuru raised the dagger to her neck, drew a decisive line, and collapsed right in front of In Wu Dao. In Wu Dao could only scream in utter despair. No. He clenched his fists and screamed in extreme agony. I'll kill you. As Qin Tian and Lu Man prepared to leave, he said arrogantly, Haha, the Lady Jade dagger is coated with a deadly poison. Anyone who touches it dies. If you want to kill me, wait for your next life. Lu Man turned back, apologizing repeatedly. I'm so sorry. I'm truly sorry. I am incredibly sorry. In Wu Dao bowed his head over Lin Yuru's body. I swear, even if I become a ghost, I will never let you bastards go. Outside, Qin Tian urged, hurry up. Don't let anyone discover us. But Lu Man aimed her gun at him. Qin Tian asked, Lu Man, are you trying to stab me in the back? Lu Man stated firmly, Qin Tian, you committed murder, and I must arrest you. Qin Tian refused to admit fault, saying, you don't say anything, I don't say anything, and no one will ever know I did it. Lu Man angrily shouted, but In Wu Dao and Lin Yuru are dead. They didn't deserve to die. This made Qin Tian start to feel annoyed. He said, Lu Man, look me in the eye and tell me, are you arresting me for In Wu Dao or for justice? Lu Man stared into his eyes. Instantly, Qin Tian's eyes flared with purple light. He said, Lu Man, we successfully retrieved the items that belonged to us just now. We didn't encounter anyone at the antique shop. Now, you need to go and arrest Bai Yunqi. Lu Man instantly fell under hypnosis, and she said, right? The evidence is ready. I can go make the arrest now. Qin Tian wore a truly disgusting expression. Who knew my purple gold? I could actually change memories. Inside the shop, In Wu Dao trembled, calling out her name. Yuru. Blood streamed from his mouth. The professional shop toolbar appeared. In Wu Dao vowed, I absolutely won't let you die. But immediately after, a notification appeared on the interface. Sorry, your shop is closed and cannot be used. In Wu Dao yelled up to the sky. Ms. Su, how can you be so heartless? Yuru is dying. Sukai appeared before In Wu Dao and said, so, In, you finally have a day like this too? She said triumphantly, when you imprisoned me, did you ever imagine you'd end up in this situation today? But then, something dawned on In Wu Dao. Without hesitation, he kowtowed before Sukai and said, Ms. Su, the grudge between us has nothing to do with Yuru. I know I'm a piece of trash. I can die. But please, you must save Yuru. This made Sukai ponder. He's begging me for a woman? Does he genuinely love Yuru? Did my great villain system choose the wrong person? But immediately after, Sukai softened and proceeded with the transaction. The professional toolbar appeared. Exchange Great Restoration Pill X2 successful. Spent 2 million fame points. Remaining fame points, 1.8 million plus. Use of Great Restoration Pill successful. Detoxification successful. Restoration successful. Healing in progress. In Wudao thought. Although Sukai manages the Great Villain system, she is also hiding from the Wanderer deities. That means she can't escape the Heavenly Tao either. This time, I bet that if she saves Yuru, she'll save me too. I was 80% certain. Scene shifts to the hospital. Lin Yuru had a terrible nightmare. When she woke up, her eyes were teary, and she screamed, Wudao, look out. In Wudao, sitting beside her, gently comforted her. It's all right. Everything is over now. Lin Yuru, her eyes welling up with tears, her voice trembling, Wudao? Then she collapsed into In Wudao's arms and whispered, Wudao, I'm truly sorry. I really didn't want to hurt you, but I couldn't control myself. When that knife was thrust into you, my heart was shattered. Thank goodness, you're okay. Lin Yuru looked into In Wudao's eyes and said softly, Wudao. Suddenly, a watermelon dropped to the ground. Lin Feng watched Lin Yunru and In Wudao kissing, stunned. What are you two doing? Lin Feng immediately yelled, I look up to you as my boss, and you're fooling around with my little sister. In Wudao and Lin Yunru sheepishly pulled apart. He said, Lin Feng, let's not focus on trivial details like that, all right? But immediately, In Wudao's expression turned serious. You rushed over here. That means something urgent must have happened, didn't it? Lin Feng suddenly remembered. He replied, that's right. Someone from the Bai family just came looking for you. They said Lu Meng led a team and took Bai Yunqi away. They're asking for your help. This is going to be difficult. Lu Meng is backed by the Red Silda squad. If I get involved, the situation will explode, and that's bound to alarm the old master. Bai Yunqi pretends to be courteous, but handing me the Yunqi factory now is clearly a move to drag me into her mess. In Wudao told Lin Feng, go tell the Bai family people, tell them. But the system Sugai immediately cut him off. She said, Lin Yunru is only 2 affection points away from successful capture. That, plus the 3 points you already have, is just enough to upgrade you to Viscount. Are you really going to throw that away? In Wudao gave Sugai a cold look. So what if I upgrade? It only unlocks a few more items. If sacrificing the overall strategy is the price, it's not worth it. Sugai didn't agree. She said, you should check the upgrade details. The system interface immediately displayed. Upgrade details. Unlock inventory, comprehensive skill enhancement, super body augmentation. Comprehensive skill enhancement? Doesn't that mean my 9 dragons, true chi, and my 36 flying daggers will be elevated to the next level? That gives me a much greater chance against Qin Tian. And right then, In Wudao cracked a smirk. He said, Yunru, I must go avenge you. But Lin Yunru tried to stop him. In Wudao, please don't go. That Qin Tian is terrifying. I'm really scared. In Wudao immediately comforted her, stroking her cheek. Don't be afraid. Qin Tian already killed you once. If I don't avenge this debt, I won't be worthy of being called a man. Lin Yunru's affection, level +2. Current level, 95, infatuation. In Wudao is still thinking about me despite all this chaos. I'm so incredibly happy. System notification. Lin Yunru's affection level has reached 95. The conquest mission complete. Reward. 1 heavenly talent point. Treasure appraisal talent. A stream of blue light appeared over In Wudao's hands. System notification. Congratulations, host. You have upgraded to Viscount. 10 heavenly talent points are required to upgrade to the next peerage. Initiating super body augmentation. Initiating comprehensive skill enhancement. In Wudao's upgraded stat panels appeared on the system interface. Following the successful upgrade, his 9 dragons, true chi, 36 flying daggers, and physical body were all significantly improved. Heaven's Chosen One, Destiny's Child, protagonist aura. All of it is utter bullshit. Why do you think you can kill people indiscriminately? Why must you always pretend to be weak only to turn around and slap faces? Without your golden fingers, you aren't even worth the dirt beneath my feet. This young master will send every last one of you straight to hell. In Wudao frowned seriously. Plunder, murder, and theft. Is that what the protagonist called justice? Careful planning, patience, decisiveness. Is that what defines a cautious protagonist? Ha! Qin, you weren't wrong about one thing. This young master always pays back every grudge. The scene shifts to a remote urban area. A Toyota-style sedan sped down the road. Bai Yunqi said, Miss Liu, you haven't allowed me to call a lawyer, nor have you taken me to the nearest court office. You are not following proper procedure. Lu Meng roared, shut up. You are suspected of hiring a hitman and illegally trading national heritage artifacts. Prepare to face the firing squad. Bai Yunqi felt dread inside, but maintained her standard polite smile. I'm finished. This must be the doing of my own family members trying to frame me. They knew ordinary charges wouldn't stick, so they pinned a crime of trafficking national artifacts on me. And now the Red Silda squad is involved. Even though I have an extensive network, the Red Silda's influence is immense. I doubt anyone would dare cross them just to save me. Suddenly, the car screeched to a halt. The driver said, "Where is that blinding light coming from?" Lu Meng shielded her eyes. "Wait, it's heading straight for us." Immediately, two large jeeps appeared, blocking the road directly in front of the Toyota sedan, and a helicopter was circling overhead. Lu Meng looked at the scene before her and couldn't help but exclaim, "What an enormous formation." In Wudao grabbed the rope ladder dangling from the helicopter and said, "Miss Lu, I'm not dead. Disappointed, aren't you?" And right after that, In Wudao jumped down. Lu Meng asked, "Disappointed? Did something happen to you? Why would I be disappointed?" In Wudao spoke coldly, "What's wrong? Are you pretending to be innocent after doing such a shameful deed?" Lu Meng maintained her puzzled expression. "What are you talking about? I genuinely don't understand." This made In Wudao uneasy. Lu Meng doesn't look like she's pretending. It seems Qin Tian has already done something to her. Impressive. That purple gold eye is truly terrifying. In Wudao said seriously, "Enough with the nonsense. Hand over the person now." Behind him stood a specialized squad holding heavy weapons. Lu Meng said, "I didn't expect you could mobilize them. I won't try to stop you, but I will report the truth of this incident to the higher-ups. I had a struggle just to mobilize this small part of the old master's forces. Today, I'm going to wreak absolute havoc." "The handcuffs are off, Bai Yunqi," Lu Meng said. "The one you came for is right here." Bai Yunqi said, "Wudao, an enraged hero rises for his beloved. For someone like you to value me this deeply, my life has been well worth living." In Wudao's face darkened. "Where is Qin Tian?" Lu Meng replied. "He is not a member of our redo team. He completed his objective and departed." Bai Yunqi said to In Wudao, "Wudao, am I getting carried away? Aren't you going to such great lengths all because of me?" This Bai Yunqi is perceptive. She's trying to leverage this situation and cash in some favors the moment she opens her mouth. "Good. Since Qin Tian isn't here today, I'll claim this favor for myself." In Wudao said, "Qin Tian was the mastermind who framed you, Aunt Yun. I'm not just going to rescue you. I'm going to make sure he pays a very heavy price." Bai Yunqi wept. "Wudao, you've truly moved me beyond words. You are the only person in this world who cares about me like this. How could Aunt Bai Yunqi ever forget this kindness?" From this day forward, Bai Yunqi's connections are Wudao's connections. Bai Yunqi's wealth is Wudao's wealth. He took Bai Yunqi's hand. "Aunt Yun, while we have a difference in seniority, we aren't that far apart in age. I remember when we were in elementary school, attending the same institution. When I was bullied, you protected me. Now that I'm grown, please let me protect you." Bai Yunqi's favorability rating soared. She immediately threw herself into In Wudao's arms. "Wudao, I felt like I was at rock bottom just now. I thought my life was over. Thank you. I'm getting numb to this." She's seriously overacting. Wait, no, she looks genuinely emotionally invested. Lu Meng couldn't bear to watch. She turned back toward the car, slammed the door, and yelled, "In Wudao, the affairs of the Bai family are far more complicated than you think. You'd be better off not sticking your nose into this mess." In Wudao replied gravely, "My business is none of yours. Tell Qin Tian to prepare himself and wait for me." Bai Yunqi said, "Wudao, she's right. The waters in the Bai family are extremely deep. Thank you so much for protecting me. I will handle the rest myself." In Wudao thought to himself, based on past experience, she should be the female lead connected to Qin Tian. Why is her favorability rating toward me so high? Above Bai Yunqi's head appeared, favorability, 50 gratitude. A troubling thought struck In Wudao. Could they be a pair of protagonists fighting and falling in love? Qin Tian helps Bai Yunqi rise to power, only to seize control of the Bai family in the end? At this realization, In Wudao's expression changed drastically. This Qin Tian, he's just a damn gold digger. A notification appeared on the toolbar. New mission alert. Seduce the heavenly beloved woman, Bai Yunqi. Mission accomplished when the target's favorability reaches 98. Reward. 2 heavenly pride points, insight talent. After seeing the report, In Wudao knew this kind of mission was inevitable. But he wondered, insight talent? Isn't that fantastic? I'll be able to clearly distinguish truth from falsehood, good from evil, and right from wrong with just a glance. On the surface, In Wudao spoke urgently. A major incident like this has given those family members who covet the patriarch position a perfect opening to push you out immediately. How could they possibly let this opportunity slide? Can you really handle them? Hearing this, Bai Yunqi grew visibly anxious. Then In Wudao pulled out his phone, smiled, and turned away. He shoved his hands into his pockets and looked back at Bai Yunqi. "Come on, I'm taking you home. When you escort the Buddha, you escort him all the way to the Western Heaven." Bai Yunqi was deeply moved. True friends are revealed in times of trouble. At this very moment, when my life was at its absolute lowest point, only In Wudao, someone I barely paid attention to, was willing to help me. Not only that, he didn't hesitate to use the full force of his family's power to assist me. How will I ever repay this debt of gratitude? On his phone was a text exchange between Tan Xiaoxiao and Yin Wudao. He instructed Tan Xiaoxiao to hurry over and sent her his current location. Xiaoxiao replied immediately. The scene shifts to the Bai family manor. The two stood outside the main hall, but a guard blocked their entry. He said, "First miss, according to tradition, female members are not permitted in the conference chamber. Only men of the Bai family may enter." Bai Yunxi stamped her foot in fury. "I was just presiding over the meeting in there yesterday. Why can't I enter today?" The guard remained expressionless. "I wouldn't know. In any case, the second master just announced that all female relatives are banned. Anyone who tries to barge in." Before he could finish, Bai Yunxi snapped his head sideways. She roared, "You bastard! Get out of my way!" And immediately, both of them marched straight into the conference chamber in front of everyone. The loathsome second master's face changed dramatically. He demanded, "Bai Yunxi, how did you get back here?" Bai Yunxi and Yin Wudao stepped inside. She spoke with contempt. "I managed to return." "Disappointed, aren't you?" But the one sitting highest up furiously yelled at Bai Yunxi. "You have been secretly trading family antiquities. You violated the family rules. I've already called a clan meeting to strip you of your position as acting chairwoman. I am a new Bai family head today, and this room is no longer yours to command." The men with wispy beards muttered. "How could a woman possibly step forward and take charge? This is a total disgrace to our family's traditions and prestige." Another man with a white beard echoed, "Secretly dealing in family artifacts. This is the greatest taboo of the Bai clan." Yet another interjected, "Allowing a woman to run things only invites ridicule from outsiders. Only if the second master steps up will everyone be willing to follow." Bai Yunxi screamed in fury. "I have no interest in talking to you stubborn old fossils. Where's my grandfather?" But that second master replied viciously, "The old master died of rage last night. Because of you." Bai Yunxi's face went ashen. Tears immediately streamed down her cheeks. In utter disbelief, she cried, "I don't believe it. Then where's my brother? He would never allow you to treat me like this." A man dressed completely in stark white, wearing black shoes, stepped forward and spoke. "Second uncle speaks the truth. Grandfather was indeed angered to death by you. You must leave. Leave the Bai family. Brother, why are you helping them?" Then realization dawned on her, filled with crushing disappointment. "I see now. In the Bai family." Crying openly, Bai Yunxi choked out, "You betrayed me." The man with the blonde hair burst into laughter. "Haha, it's far too late for realization now. Bai Yunxi, you never imagined the day would come when you'd be knocked off your high horse, did you?" He spoke through gritted teeth. "Years ago, when I proposed, you publicly shamed me with your rejection. Today, I will return every ounce of that humiliation to you." This gave Bai Yunxi pause, but she quickly recovered. "You honestly think you can depose me, Bai Yunxi? It won't be that easy." She addressed the crowd. "I, Bai Yunxi, have always treated you well. If any of you remember the kindness I've shown, then lend me your strength right now. If I succeed in regaining control, I guarantee I will reward you generously." The surrounding bodyguards murmured. "Chairwoman Bai has always treated us fairly. We can't just stand by and watch her be bullied like this." The one in the middle declared, "A man must have honor. Chairwoman Bai has been nothing but good to me." The guard on the right said, "Even though young Master Yulong is powerful, I am still willing to risk my life for her." The bodyguards charged forward together, yelling, "Young Master Yulong, stand down and surrender immediately." Bai Yulong cracked his knuckles, then unleashed a punch and sneered, "You think you people can stop me?" In the next instant, one bodyguard was flattened by Yulong's punch. He said with utter contempt, "A mere pack of insignificant rodents." Standing on a splintered floor, he threw several more strikes, dismantling the remaining bodyguards. Then, he turned his attack toward Bai Yunxi, announcing, "Bai Yunxi, your turn has come." Fear gripped her, but instantly, an arm intercepted the blow, sending Bai Yulong sprawling backward. Stunned, he shouted, "Internal energy projection. You are actually a master of the Hoa Kin realm." Yin Wudao stood defiantly, shielding Bai Yunxi, a sight that deeply moved her. The old men of the Bai clan roared, "You brat! Yin Wudao, this is the Bai family council hall. How dare you show off your power here?" Another snapped, "Do you even realize the consequences of taking action against us?" One of the scoundrels shrieked, "Yin Wudao, 4 generations, our Bai and Yin families have maintained mutual non-interference. We keep the river water separate from the well water. Are you trying to insert yourself into our clan's internal affairs now? Is this a declaration of war against the Bai family?" Yin Wudao replied casually, "A declaration of war? Are you actually suggesting it? Then let's declare war." The scoundrel spat out, "Others may fear you, but the Bai family does not. Since you declared war, then fight." He then stepped behind a chair, signaling his support to Bai Yulong. This left Bai Yulong momentarily stunned, but but they immediately engaged in a furious battle. After just one exchange, Bai Yulong's expression warped. His internal energy is terrifying. Is this man truly just a hedonistic young master? In Wu Dao thought to himself, Bai Yulong is relying purely on physical strength, yet he's holding his own against my newly upgraded 9 Dragons True Chi. This level of skill doesn't match that of a mere stunt double at all. Suddenly, the system notified, minor antagonist detected. Bai Yulong, the adopted son. 2 tigers cannot share one mountain. Eliminate him. Mission reward, 2 villain points, Rising Dragon Fist. In Wu Dao mused. I've already thrown Qin Tian off the original main quest line. I might as well step in and deal with this minor antagonist who's trying too hard to look impressive. Without hesitation, In Wu Dao unleashed his next technique. Come on, taste my 36 Lotus Blood flying daggers. Just as the flying blades closed in, Bai Yulong boasted, my fists? They've never been scared a little steel. He swiftly countered In Wu Dao's throwing knives. That's all you've got? A few measly darts aren't going to stop me. The Bai family stooges muttered amongst themselves. To be fair, Bai Yulong is a well-known master here in Jiang City. He's got this one secured. Another praised. Looks like we'll have to rely on Bai Yulong a lot more from now on. But one guy mused. They say In Wu Dao is just a spoiled wastrel, a complete degenerate. I never imagined he had real ability. This is seriously unexpected. But In Wu Dao had already deployed his true weapon. He launched a concealed blade toward Bai Yulong and smirked. That soaring dragon fist technique wasn't bad. Now that technique is definitely mine. Instantly, the concealed blade pierced Bai Yulong's heart. He collapsed to the ground, shaking uncontrollably. You ambushed me. Despicable. The trashy onlookers shrieked in terror. How is that possible? Bai Yulong was defeated. System notification. Successfully eliminated minor villain, Bai Yulong. Reward. 2 villain points and the soaring dragon fist skill. A stream of red light shot directly into In Wu Dao. System notification. Successfully learned soaring dragon fist. In Wu Dao asked Su Kai, who resided within the artifact. Miss Su, what exactly are these villain points? Are they even useful? Su Kai replied from inside the jade pendant. Villain points can be exchanged for heavenly chosen points at a ratio of 1 to 0.5, or for reputation points at a ratio of 1 to 100. In Wu Dao sighed. Being a villain like us truly is miserable. Always a step below those heavenly chosen protagonists. As for reputation points, I've already got plenty of things to unveil. I can earn way more points through that than by killing a single villain and exchanging for it. Immediately, In Wu Dao processed the exchange. System notification. Exchange successful. Your heavenly chosen points have increased by 1. Current heavenly chosen points, 4. 9 more heavenly chosen points are needed to advance to Earl rank. Bai Yunxi rushed over, crying out anxiously, Wu Dao. He caused such chaos in the Bai family for my sake, fearlessly declaring war on them. Is there any man on this earth who could compare to him? Favorability has reached 60 points. Adoration. She realized happily. He killed Bai Yulong with a single blow. His strength is terrifying. It seems his reputation as a useless playboy was just a cover. It makes sense, given his unique physique. Revealing his talents too early would have put him at serious risk. The Bai family trash roared furiously. In Wu Dao, how dare you murder a Bai family member right in front of witnesses? You have absolutely no respect for the law. The fat man piped up. Even royalty is judged like commoners when they break the law. You might think you can hide the sun with your hand, but you're dead this time. In Wu Dao. I already called the police. You can't escape. Before he could finish his threat, the fat man was kicked hard in the stomach and crumpled to the ground. In Wu Dao said coldly, quiet. Standing right in front of the Bai family ancestral tablet, In Wu Dao casually shoved his hands into his pockets, looked at Lu Man, and said, the witnesses and physical evidence are all here. Arrest him. Lu Man was taken aback and countered. Are you suggesting this person killed the guards and stole the relics while they were being repatriated? And that all of this was ordered by Bai Yaotong? In Wu Dao stated firmly, exactly. The cultural artifacts still have fingerprints on them. A simple check will prove it. Bai Yaotong raised his head and screamed. Preposterous. I never touched those artifacts. Bai Yulong did everything. But immediately his face went white. Oh no, I shouldn't have said that out loud. He quickly tried to argue. That's wrong. I don't know what you're talking about. What robbery? It has nothing to do with me. In Wu Dao's voice was cold and sinister. In that case, are you also going to deny killing your own father, Bai Zhan, with your own hands? He scowled in response. Of course I deny it. Slander. I'll sue you for defamation. I have always been devoted to my father. Heaven is my witness. If I speak a single lie, may my father come and drag me away himself. But immediately, the coffin marked with the character Bai began to shake violently. Everyone present was aghast, their faces draining of color as they cried out. What's going on? Without waiting any longer, the Bai family patriarch, Bai Zhan, slowly sat up and stood. The old man instantly leaped down in front of Bai Yao Tong, scaring the absolute life out of him. Bai Zhan roared, "Wretch, you poisoned your own father, and when you saw I hadn't died, you tried to smother me with a pillow? How could this world produce a merciless, unfilial son like you?" The terrifying, controlled gaze of the old man overwhelmed Bai Yao Tong with horror. Tears streamed from his eyes, he coughed up blood, and then he breathed his last. In Wudao commented placidly, "Scared to death by pure shock. System notification, subdued villain Bai Yao Tong. Received 2 villain points. I can get villain points just for that. Not bad at all." A moment later, tea steamed gently. Bai Zhan sat on a sofa, with Bai Yunxi standing beside him. Lu Man was busy writing down notes while she asked, "Elder Bai, is it true that Bai Yao Tong tried to kill you?" Bai Zhan sighed. "Our family is truly unfortunate." Then, Lu Man turned and bowed to In Wudao, saying, "The stolen artifact case is officially closed here. You were indeed wronged. I formally offer my apologies to you both. I am truly sorry. In Wudao, you were right." After settling all matters, Lu Man departed and shouted, "Team, retreat." Bai Yunxi and In Wudao stood in the distance. Bai Yunxi snapped angrily, "Just wait until you get disciplined." Meanwhile, at the Bai estate, Bai Zhaofan announced, "As of today, I am no longer the head of the Bai family. Bai Yunxi will take over as patriarch. No one is permitted to object to this decision." Everyone agreed in unison. Bai Zhaofan continued, "Yunxi, you must maintain a lifelong, friendly relationship with the Yin family. Never forget the favor they showed us today." Bai Yunxi was startled, then agreed. Bai Zhaofan instructed, "Replace the photo on second brother's memorial tablet. Restore everything to how it was. Consider this the last bit of dignity I can give him as his father." The subordinates assented, and Bai Zhaofan departed. Bai Yunxi watched him go and asked In Wudao, "Wasn't my grandfather dead? How is he alive again? Do you possess the power of resurrection?" In Wudao replied, "My Yin family possesses the ancestral grand rejuvenation pill. It can bring even a pile of white bones back to life." This caused Bai Yunxi's face to flush rosy. She indulged in a fantasy. "He used a pill like that? Just for me?" System notification, grand rejuvenation pill consumed. Minus 1 million reputation points. In Wudao thought, though losing this reputation is annoying, getting those 2 heavenly talent points and the rising dragon fist soon makes this completely worth it. As for reputation points, they should be pouring in as usual right about now. After In Wudao seriously checked, a system notification appeared. Due to an excessive influx of reputation points, the system has crashed. Restarting now. Immediately, a flood of notifications appeared. Plus 100,000 reputation points. Plus 200,000 points. Plus 1 million points. Tan Xiao was still secretly observing and live streaming from his side. She thought, "It's finally over, right?" Comments flashed across the screen. Today was seriously addictive. No amount of money could buy a drama this good. When that coffin lid popped open, I nearly jumped out of my skin. I thought we were about to see a zombie. The best part was definitely the battle in the main hall. "Was that Master Yuan?" Above Bai Yunxi's head. Affection level, 80, admiration. She said, "Wudao, I have a treasure. Would you like to come to my room and appreciate it?" Meanwhile, In Wudao was still meticulously checking his reputation points, elated. Over 2.7 million reputation points? Not only did I not lose anything, I made a profit. But he replied out loud, "A treasure? What kind of treasure?" Bai Yunxi naturally took In Wudao's hand and said, "Follow me." Standing outside Bai Yunxi's room, In Wudao hesitated. "Aunt Yun, this is your private room, isn't it? I don't think this is very appropriate." Bai Yunxi challenged him. "You had the nerve to agree, but now you don't have the courage to follow through?" Exuding charm, Bai Yunxi continued, "Where's the imposing presence you showed everyone earlier? I thought you were a real man, but you're just for show." This instantly angered In Wudao. He growled, "Just for show, am I?" In Wudao immediately swept Bai Yunxi into his arms and declared, "I personally want to see exactly what kind of treasure you have." The door slammed shut instantly. Comments on the screen popped up that, someone's getting cuckolded. Hiv. What a sudden plot twist. Careful, you'll get banned again if you're not careful. The video feed then displayed. Please pay to view. Tan Xiao was left speechless. Inside the room, Bai Yunxi was breathing hard. She hadn't even taken off her shirt, but In Wudao was already shirtless, revealing a magnificent physique. He stated, "You shouldn't spoil me like this." Bai Yunxi couldn't reply, focusing only on the matter at hand. As they kissed, the room was filled with a sweet, intimate atmosphere. System notification. Progress toward completing the mission to win over Bai Yunxi is 80%. Insight talent acquired. Due to insufficient affection points, heavenly talent points have not been awarded. The scene shifts to the Bai estate the following day. Bai Yunxi stood on the balcony, draped in an oversized shirt that covered her thighs. In Wudao emerged after showering, wrapped in a towel. He said sheepishly, "I never expected your first time would be so seductive." Bai Yunxi looked back at him and said, "Don't worry. You don't need to take responsibility. This was my choice. Standing opposite him, Yunchi stated, today is the Jade Trade Fair. There's a high-quality batch of raw stones coming from the old dragon field. Would you like to come along with me to take a look? In Wudao thought cheerfully, I have the treasure appraisal talent and insight talent now. This is the perfect time to test out these ox-slaying blades of mine. He said, sounds good, but I need to bring a few people along. The scene shifts to the Jade trade market. Lin Yuru, In Wudao, and Yunchi arrive. Lin Yuru enthusiastically looked around. Yunchi spoke slowly. For the past few years, the Jade mines stopped production due to the war. Since the war ended, this is the first year this trade fair has been reorganized, so they brought quite a few excellent items here. Lin Yunru replied, the #1 Jade King is the main attraction this year. Every Jade tycoon, both home and abroad, is here specifically because of it. Rock surrounded them. Lin Yunru walked right up to a colossal stone and exclaimed, this is the #1 Jade King. This stone has a listed price of 500 million. Contact Qin Tian, phone number 134-8853-40. In Wudao immediately saw the listed price tag and said, this stone belongs to Qin Tian? I've been looking for him everywhere, and here he is, right under my nose. No wonder he's the protagonist. He actually managed to acquire the Jade King. Lin Feng reported seriously beside him, boss, I found Qin Tian outside the gates. But since he doesn't have an invitation, the security guards blocked him. This almost made In Wudao spit out his drink. He looked surprised, again with the tired, old power fantasy trope. However, In Wudao quickly reconsidered. According to the standard plot progression, someone will soon hand him a VIP invitation so he can show off right at the entrance. In that case, I might as well play along and let him have his moment of arrogance. In Wudao told Lin Feng, go tell the manager to give him a VIP pass. Let him come inside. Lin Feng then left. In Wudao turned to the two women behind him. Let's head to the surveillance room. Outside the market gate, Qin Tian furiously yelled, you dog-eyed snobs. The Jade King is mine. Why the hell won't you let me in? The two guards blocking the gate replied, we sincerely apologize, sir. Without an invitation card, entry is prohibited. Those are the rules. Qin Tian was so angry he cursed, damn your rules. Suddenly, the bespectacled manager hurried out, yelling furiously, everyone back away. Do you even know who this is? How dare you stop Mr. Qin? Then, fawning obsequiously, he said, Mr. Qin, here is your invitation. Qin Tian slapped the VIP pass across the faces of the two guards and snarled, you mentioned rules, didn't you? Well, does this satisfy your requirements? You mere watchdogs dare to stop me? Though hurt, the two guards forced a smile and replied, we are truly sorry, Mr. Qin. This humble one was blind and ignorant. Qin Tian strutted inside, thinking I haven't had a chance to show off like that in ages. That felt great. The two guards at the entrance looked dejected, unable to speak. Once inside the market, Qin Tian thought, first, I need to locate all the high-quality jadeite here. Then once I sell the Jade King, I'll buy up all those stones. At that point, 500 million RMB will multiply many times over. That will be my starting capital to make a name for myself in Jiang City. Immediately, Qin Tian's purple gold eyes activated. Purple light emanated from inside the raw stones. The purple gold eyes consume too much energy. I need to write down my findings now, so I don't have to activate them again later. Inside, viewed through a small monitor, Qin Tian was recording all the data, thinking, number 23 is violet lavender, number 28 is ice/glass quality, number 41 is Muna Liao, number 49 is high ice green, 69 is imperial green, number 77 is spring color. Not bad either. In Wudao and Lin Feng were sitting above in the camera surveillance room, observing. In Wudao instructed, take photos of the complete list of stones Qin Tian is writing down. No matter what price others offer, we must buy them all, cost be damned. Lin Feng immediately complied. In Wudao thought, time to begin the sheep shearing plan. Yunchi asked from the side, Wudao, isn't what you're doing too risky? Even if Qin Tian is skilled at appraisal, what if he makes a mistake? In Wudao replied casually, just trust him, and make a mistake? He is the male protagonist with the purple gold eyes. His sight is the gold standard. Even if I misjudge, he absolutely cannot. Yunchi looked towards the surveillance screen and said, Wudao, you must help me. Over the past few years, due to the international market, and our jade mine supplies running low, the Bai family jewelry store hasn't been able to produce anything truly stunning in a long time. I came to the fair hoping to cut a spectacular piece that can serve as our store's centerpiece treasure. Yunchi sighed sadly. If I go back empty-handed, forget my family members, it will be difficult to explain the situation to the company. She sighed. In Wudao pointed toward a specific stone and said, by that stone, it is guaranteed to yield a gem that will shock the entire world. In Wudao pointed at the Jade King. That Jade King stone hasn't been priced yet. Just take it. Yunchi was shocked. She said, the listed price is 500 million RMB. I suspect the final auction price will hover around 1 billion RMB. If we cut it and don't get Imperial Green, we'll lose everything. In Wudao said, just trust me. Anything Qin Tian touches guarantees profit. Bai Yunxi grit her teeth and said, I'll buy the Jade King. In Wudao, you're the first man I've trusted like this. I trust you, just as I trust my own judgment. If we lose, then my eyes must truly be blind. Soon after, the auction began. The MC announced, the Jade King auction is officially open. Starting bid is 500 million RMB. The crowd of men below the stage erupted like a frantic frenzy, yelling, 520 million, 530 million, 580 million. From afar, In Wudao commented, the competition for the Jade King is fierce. I suspect the price will go well over 800 million RMB. The blonde man said, exactly. I heard all the representatives from the 4 great clans showed up. You know that means there's going to be a battle. The silver-haired man asked, the 4 great clans, you say? The representatives of the 4 great clans this time are In Wudao, the frivolous young master of the Yin clan, and Jiang Renjia, the recently appointed patriarch of the Jiang clan. And then there's Bai Yunxi, the Bai clan heir, along with Ji Wuji, the Ji clan's eldest young master. Qin Tian frowned, gloating, the 4 great clans? What a joke. Sooner or later, I'm going to step on every single one of them. Down by the stage, Jiang Renjia shouted, stop raising the price. That King of Jade belongs to my Jiang clan today. 700 million. Bai Yunxi stepped forward. Jiang Renjia, are you living in a fantasy? Why, I've set my sights on. No one is taking away. Standing behind her were In Wudao and Lin Feng. Qin Tian's face went pale. In Wudao isn't dead yet. He was definitely critically injured, practically bled dry. How the hell is he still functional? This is bizarre. Lin Feng spotted Qin Tian and immediately spoke up. That brat Qin Tian dares to show his face here? I'm going to kill him right now. But In Wudao stopped him firmly. What's the rush? The real fun is only just beginning. Then, In Wudao fixed him with a dangerous look. Qin Tian, let's play this slowly. Qin Tian felt a significant sense of dread wash over him, causing him to break out in a cold sweat. Bai Yunxi called out 750 million, and Qin Tian was left completely stunned. An unknown man declared, I bid 800 million. Ji Wuji stepped forward. Aunt Yun, I know the Bai clan desperately needs this King of Jade, but my father gave me strict orders. My apologies. Yi Shui accompanied him, standing close behind. Bai Yunxi replied, I suspect your patriarch will be severely disappointed this time. 850 million. Ji Wuji said, in that case, let's see who has the real ability. I'd bid 900 million. Qin Tian looked smug. Perfect. Keep tearing each other apart, you dogs. Go ahead and waste your fortunes. When you're done, I'll be the one walking away with the prize. In Wudao, standing behind her, spoke quietly. Aunt Yun, go for 1 billion. And instantly, Bai Yunxi called out 1 billion. That left Ji Wuji and Jiang Renjia utterly dumbfounded, unable to speak. Suddenly, a wave of regret hit Bai Yunxi. She thought, before I arrived, the company's experts calculated the absolute maximum value of this stone at 800 million. Did I really just listen to him and scream out a billion? Am I insane? She glared angrily at the 2 men, her face flushed dark. She remained silent, thinking, bid already. What are you waiting for? Are you seriously not going to raise the price? Just as both of them were preparing to raise their bidding cards. In Wudao, standing behind her, released an astonishing aura of pressure, startling both men. Jiang Renjia then spoke, looking crestfallen, my health hasn't been great recently. I'm withdrawing from the bidding. In Wudao said, Ji Wuji, I saw on your feed you were quite interested in my fighting rooster pen holder. How about I secure the prize for you as a gift? Ji Wuji replied, in that case, thank you, Wudao. He then shoved both hands into his pockets and announced, I'm withdrawing my bid as well. Congratulations to Madame Bai for acquiring this King of Jadestone for 1 billion. Bai Yunxi stepped up to receive the ceremonial flowers, but her expression subtly shifted and she started sweating nervously. Bai Yunxi walked up to accept the stone, looking glum despite the joyful cheers erupting around her. Congratulations, Madame Bai. Congratulations, Madame Bai. Simultaneously, live comments flashed across the small screen. Is this how the elite operate behind the scenes? One look was all it took to silence the blonde young master. 1 billion for a rock. My poverty is really limiting my imagination right now. Tan Xiaoxiao stated seriously, after the stone is purchased, the next step is opening the stone, that is cutting it. This is the most crucial part of stone appraisal. There's a famous saying, one slice means poverty, one slice means riches, and one slice means nothing but scrap. A massive industrial saw was rolled out in front of In Wudao and Bai Yunxi, preparing to break open the King of Jadestone. Tan Xiaoxiao commented, if the stone is cut too deeply or improperly, the jade inside could be sliced in 2, immediately having its value. But if we don't find the jade within 3 cuts, then the entire boulder is considered worthless. Yunqi opened her marking pen. Selecting the right cutting line is a serious technical skill. I spent 8 entire years studying just this one aspect with my grandfather. Wu Dao thought gleefully. So her ability to sense precious materials comes from this intense training? Yunqi immediately drew several quick lines on the boulder, then instructed the operator, cut here, make a straight vertical slice. The saw blade instantly moved to the designated spot. Once the cut was complete, Yunqi gasped, "Oh, damn. It's white. Completely white." Yunqi, tense and serious. "That was only one cut. We still have a chance. Keep going." Sun Xiao explains on the stream. If there's no color, it's practically worthless. Besides solid white, the absolute worst thing you can find is inclusion-filled matrix stone. This proves the stone hasn't been fully jade transformed, which drastically lowers the probability of getting any true jadeite. The second cut revealed nothing but pure white stone. Yunqi cries out in alarm. "It's over. We're done. It's just junk." Was this Shao King truly nothing more than worthless matrix rock? Yunqi, utterly crushed. "It's over, it's all over. Wu Dao, I actually trusted you." The chat exploded with comments. "A bust. What a colossal mistake. Should never have trusted Wu Dao." But we still have the final cut. Yunqi insists. "Keep cutting. I refuse to believe there's no jade left in here." Qin Tian appears, intervening. "Stop cutting immediately." He continues. "Miss Bai, if you make another cut and still don't find jadeite, this Shao King will lose every last bit of its remaining value." Yunqi asks, "So what do I do now?" Qin Tian replies, "Miss Bai, I will offer 200 million for the remaining piece of stone. This stone shows absolutely no sign of jadeite. It looks like I really did buy a worthless piece of scrap rock. I have no choice now. Only by stopping here can I cut my losses." Just as Yunqi's expression darkened, and she said, "Fine." Wu Dao interrupts. "Hold on." Wu Dao says, "Qin Tian, your Shao King just sold for 1 billion yuan, and now you're trying to buy it back for only 200 million yuan? You're running a clean scam, making a profit of 800 million yuan without lifting a finger. You certainly know how to play the long game, don't you?" Then Wu Dao wears a confident, dangerous smirk. "Too bad for you, though. Today you ran into me." On the screen, Yunqi watched in surprise as Wu Dao casually stood, hands in his pockets, facing Qin Tian head-on. Comments flood in. Everyone rise. The protagonist has arrived. High energy, incoming attack. No jade? Is this the moment the main character gets face-slapped? Sun Xiao comments. "Honestly, selling it for 200 million right now is a fantastic deal. At least they can salvage some of their investment. But my boss isn't just any ordinary person. I'm genuinely curious to see what he does next." Qin Tian challenges. "Who made the rule that once jade is sold, you can't buy it back?" "She's selling, I'm buying. It's a willing transaction between us." "How? Is this any of your business?" Wu Dao snaps back. "It's a huge deal, actually." He pulls Yunqi into a hug and declares, "Yunqi is my woman. Her property is my property. I refuse to sell it to you. What are you going to do about it?" This made Qin Tian's face instantly fall. "That's weird. Why do I suddenly feel this sense of humiliation, like I'm being cuckolded?" Wu Dao looks down at him with an expression of pure contempt. Qin Tian snaps. "I'll buy it back for 500 million. Huh, I'm already minimizing your potential losses here." Yunqi cries out, "I'll sell it." But Wu Dao replies, "No sale." Yunqi pinches Wu Dao's arm and hisses, "Wu Dao, are you trying to sabotage me on purpose? Will you only be happy once I'm totally broke?" Wu Dao yelps in pain, but then grabs Yunqi's delicate hand and declares, 500 million? That's nothing. I'll pay 1 billion. Yunqi questions him. "You'll pay 1 billion? Are you completely insane?" Wu Dao laughs like a lunatic. "What is 1 billion compared to you? It's like comparing a firefly to the radiant moon. Meaningless." Yunqi's approval rating immediately skyrockets. On the stream, the sight of the two of them being so intimate is thoroughly scrutinized by the masses. Comments flood in. "We bow before the Grandmaster. He's such a catch. If I were a woman, I'd be putty in his hands too." Yunqi explains, "I examined it thoroughly. The chance of finding any jadeite is slim, and the probability of getting Emperor Green is practically zero." Wu Dao counters, "No, there must be." Yunqi looks puzzled. She asks, "Why are you so absolutely certain?" Wu Dao replies, "It's because of him." This sudden accusation startled Qin Tian, who was just standing there minding his own business. Heaven's chosen individuals are inherently favored by the heavenly Tao. For them, a miracle is achieved with just a simple wave of the hand. Qin Tian is willing to shell out 500 million to buy back this rock. There is no way it's truly worthless junk. Yunqi asks, "Even if there's jadeite inside, how exactly do you plan on cutting it? What cut preserves its integrity?" Wu Dao touched the remaining piece of stone. "I should thank you for this, actually." Yunqi was puzzled. Wu Dao instantly activated his insight ability. Just cut along the stone grain, starting from the left here. Jiang Rinjia snickered from the side. Oh, please. What the hell does that brat know? When this fails, he'll just shift the blame. How fascinating. Lately, Wu Dao's methods have become completely unpredictable. Wait, why is that the exact spot I calculated? Even using my purple gold eye, I could only barely discern that position. In Wu Dao, who are you really? The moment the saw blade followed In Wu Dao's line, someone screamed, "Shit, it really is green." As Qin Tian, In Wu Dao, by Yunxi, and Jiang Rinjia watched, a bystander roared, "Wu Dao, holy hell, you hit the jackpot. A flawless block of Emperor Green Jade. This is incredibly rare." Wu Ji remarked, "Wu Dao certainly has good fortune." Immediately, a blinding, shimmering light burst forth. Qin Tian yelled, "No, that's not Emperor Green Jade." Bai Yunxi gasped, "This is thousands of times more valuable than Emperor Green. A true global rarity. It's the radiant Qi Luo Jade." Bai Yunxi gently caressed the jade. A complete block of Qi Luo Jade like this. If we carve it into palace structures, it would be an unparalleled treasure. And the remnants, if crafted into earrings or pendants, would still be priceless, magnificent items. Sweat beaded on her brow as she spoke in awe. To put a price on this treasure, 100 billion wouldn't even be scratching the surface. Bai Yunxi smiled happily. I was being such a fool. Wu Dao insisted on giving me such a treasure, and I almost refused him. I really don't deserve such fortune. Over on his side, Qin Tian had tears streaming down his face, utterly defeated. She's not the only one who doesn't deserve this fortune. I knew there would be jade inside, that much I saw, but how could I have known it was the Qi Luo Jade? If I'd known, you couldn't have killed me fast enough to make me sell that stone. In Wu Dao glanced triumphantly at Qin Tian. In Wu Dao, why do I always feel like I am just living in your shadow? Bai Yunxi pouted and tugged on In Wu Dao's sleeve. Wu Dao, can I please have remaining fragments? I promise I'll make it up to you. In Wu Dao tenderly lifted her chin. And just how exactly are you going to thank me? Bai Yunxi blushed and whispered, I'll do anything you ask. In Wu Dao pulled Bai Yunxi into an embrace. Yunxi, that complete block of Qi Luo Jade, it's all yours. Bai Yunxi stared, astonished. The whole thing? Just for me? Jiang Renjia fumed from the sidelines. Son of a bitch. Wu Dao is really throwing money around like water just to pick up a girl. Wu Ji sighed helplessly. Wu Dao's talent for being a spendthrift is growing exponentially. The two lovebirds cooed sweetly. In Wu Dao declared, that's right. I, Wu Dao, only care about the beautiful woman, not the empires of the world. As long as my beauty is happy, I would gladly risk the entire realm, even if it means raising the alarm for nothing. Bai Yunxi's affection rating spiked, stopping at 90, deeply in love. Then, the two began passionately kissing in front of the crowd. Kissing openly in public? Do they have no fear of slander? Wu Ji exclaimed, startled. Wait, aren't they publicly announcing an alliance between their two families? Jiang Renjia, drooling slightly, grumbled, man, I really envy him. Meanwhile, Qin Tian was stunned. Why does my chest hurt so badly? Bai Yunxi and I clearly have no connection. But I feel like I'm experiencing the crushing indignation of having my wife stolen. This is completely ridiculous. Lin Yuru, having gathered all the processed jade, rushed over shouting, Wu Dao, Gidge. All those stones you bought turn out to be top-grade jadeite. They're worth over 1 billion combined. But the moment Yuru saw them locked in a deep kiss, the jade pieces tumbled from her hands, the noise startling the affectionate couple and causing them to break apart. Lin Yuru burst into tears, heartbroken. You jerk. She turned and ran, screaming, I hate you. I don't care about you anymore, you bastard. In Wu Dao winced. Did I just crash and burn? Bai Yunxi looked secretly pleased. Wu Dao, aren't you going to run after your little sweetheart? In Wu Dao replied, I really do like her, but if I chase after her now, she'll hold that leverage over me forever. I refuse to be a pathetic simp. When you lick boots long enough, you end up empty-handed anyway. A dedicated system window popped up. Reputation point calculation complete. Gained 1 million reputation points. Your current reputation points are 3.7 million. The scene shifts to the entrance of the market. Several people, including Qin Tian, are preparing to leave. Lin Feng looks at Qin Tian and asks, Boss, should I capture him right now? In Wu Dao replies, according to standard plot progression, the protagonist is never killed on the road. For villains, every attempt like that only results in heavy losses. Therefore, that is a foolish suggestion. In Wu Dao smiles and says, you won't need to lift a finger this time. I'll handle him myself. Lin Feng stands to the side, thinking curiously, I don't really understand what he means, but somehow it sounds incredibly impressive. Right outside the Jade Market entrance, a car speeds rapidly down the road. Ji Wuji says, In Wu Dao has changed drastically. I wonder what kind of fortuitous encounter he had. Yishui replies, you shouldn't worry too much. Most people in this world are ordinary. Rarely is someone blessed with great destiny like you. Ji Wuji asks, Shuer, Do you think In Wu Dao joining forces with Bai Yunqi will affect our plans? Yi Shui, sitting upright beside him, replies, if we fail to secure the Shao King, the old master will use this opportunity to make things extremely difficult for you. That is the biggest immediate consequence we face. Ji Wuji furrows his brow in concern, saying, it seems we need to change our plans. But instantly, a dagger is pressed against Yi Shui's throat. Qin Tian, from the back seat, calls out softly, don't move. Freeze. Ji Wuji shouts, Qin Tian, what the hell are you doing? We've never had any grievances between us. Qin Tian replies, I don't mean any harm. I just need a ride in your car to escape from my enemies. Get me out of Jiang City, and I absolutely won't cause any trouble. Yi Shui says calmly, you're running from In Wu Dao, aren't you? In that case, you can put the knife down. Qin Tian asks in return, do you have a grudge against him? Yi Shui states plainly, no animosity. But I do despise him. Immediately after, Qin Tian lowered the dagger. Having reached an agreement, he sat back down and said, my apologies for the offense, esteemed ones. Lin Feng asks the guard posted at the checkpoint, why didn't you stop that car? The guard replies, that was young Master Ji's car. How dare we stop it? Please, sir, don't make things difficult for us. The scene shifts to a wide view of the city. Qin Tian says to the pair, thank you for saving my life. Once I make my comeback, I will repay this great favor today. The green mountains endure, and the rivers flow on. We shall meet again someday. Yi Shui says, it's hot. Drink some water. Qin Tian takes it and replies, thank you, Missy. She then says cheerfully, Qin Tian, I believe you will definitely make a strong comeback. I look forward to the day you return to repay me. But immediately, Qin Tian's violet gold, I activated. He thought, even though I'm very handsome and often encounter beauties who try to butter me up, I still need to be careful. I must check what they're thinking first. Ji Wuji thought internally. If I hadn't been forced, I wouldn't want to offend In Wu Dao for scum like you. But Yi Shui's mind was completely blank. Only then did he feel reassured enough to drink the water. He thought, what a truly kind beauty. Even after using my mind-reading technique, there's nothing there, proving her soul is as pure as a blank page. But just as he finished the water, he collapsed onto the ground. Ji Wuji stared blankly and asked, Shui, what happened? What did you do? Yi Shui said, this Qin Tian is exactly as In Wu Dao predicted. She continued, he is extremely cautious. Thankfully, I was wearing the special contact lenses that In Wu Dao prepared for me beforehand. Otherwise, we would never have cleared this hurdle today. She then removed one of the contact lenses. Ji Wuji sternly asked, since when have you been making deals with In Wu Dao behind my back? That man is no good. You should stay far away from him. Footsteps approach suddenly, and In Wu Dao says, now, young Master Ji, I really didn't appreciate hearing those last few words. Yi Shui did all this for your sake, you know. Both of them flinch in surprise. Ji Wuji cries out, In Wu Dao. In Wu Dao then extends his hand and says, pleasure doing business. Yi Shui replies, my end of the agreement is complete. Now, you should fulfill your end as well. She then turns and walks away. Ji Wuji, beside himself, demands, Yi Shui, what exactly did you trade with him? Tell me now. I'm dying to know. But Yi Shui says, the transaction must remain confidential. In Wu Dao stands watching her from a distance, thinking, this little lady is truly interesting. At the scene, In Wu Dao steps on Qin Tian's head and says, Qin Tian, I'm going to let you feel what it's like to suffer agony so intense you wish you were dead. Only then will the hatred in my heart be finally dissipated. The scene changes to a clear, cool moonlit night at an old apartment building. Boss, just as you requested, I force-fed him this whole basket of mushrooms. He couldn't possibly choke down any more than that. In Wu Dao complimented him. Excellent. In Wu Dao ran his fingers over the pretty little purple mushrooms, dotted with white caps, and said, I personally selected these brightly colored mushrooms. They have extremely powerful hallucinogenic effects. I hear that after eating them, people start seeing little men dancing around. In Wu Dao looked at the mushrooms and asked, didn't Qin Tian enjoy messing with other people's minds? Well, then let him get a taste of his own medicine. In Wu Dao is truly ruthless and merciless. Even the methods he uses to mess with people are beyond the norm. This guy is terrifying. Lin Feng's loyalty level had reached 90. He was completely devoted. Lin Feng showed complete agreement. I have to say, this one time, I wholeheartedly agree. Qin Tian is finished. He deserved to die for daring to harm women. Inside a formation, Qin Tian was lying amidst numerous mirrors. When he woke up, he asked, where am I? My head hurts, and I feel incredibly dizzy. Drool dripped from his mouth. Qin Tian looked into a mirror and asked, who are you? Why are you staring at me like that? Are you looking for trouble with me? And immediately, Qin Tian angrily screamed, you dare mock my words? I'll kill you. The power of the purple gold, I surged forth, striking the mirror, and immediately the attack rebounded on him. He suffered a severe backlash. He screamed, ah. My head is about to split open. Qin Tian was alone among countless shards of mirror. Intense hallucinations began, and he yelled, Who are you people? Why are all of you staring at me like that? What do you want? He clutched his head and cried out in terror. Don't you dare come closer. And immediately after, he roared, Purple gold, I unleash full power. Kill them all. But all he received was the full force of the extreme backlash, rebounding onto his own body. In Wudao and Lin Feng watched Qin Tian attack himself, hands tucked into their pockets. In Wudao glanced at the notification bar. Congratulations, Lord Viscount, on completing the mission. You have successfully obtained 2 Tianjiao points. The system has identified Qin Tian's golden finger as the purple gold eye. Please proceed with the operation, Lord Viscount. In Wudao said leisurely. Well, looks like Qin Tian has been dealt with. I didn't expect him to be unable to withstand this torture. I overestimated him. A notification appeared on the toolbar. The purple gold eye is a purple gold-colored eye. In Wudao tapped the pillage button and said, Now, let me take a look at this. The two men then approached Qin Tian. Qin Tian was sitting there, laughing like a child, and looked up, saying, Daddy, I want milk. In Wudao asked, Is he insane now? Lin Feng said happily, I get it. Qin Tian, in his mushroom-induced stupor, used his special eyes to attack his surroundings. The mirrors reflected the attack, effectively turning him into a total idiot. Then, he turned to praise In Wudao. Boss, you are brilliant. In Wudao thought, An idiot? I need to test whether he's truly idiotic or just faking it. And immediately afterward, Qin Tian ran over to Lin Feng and shouted, Daddy, I want to play with the gun. I want to play with the gun. Gun. Both men were shocked, and instantly, Qin Tian pulled out Lin Feng's gun. Lin Feng yelled, Give that back to me right now. But In Wudao seemed to recall something. He said, Son, fly down from over there. Fly high. Qin Tian laughed hysterically. Haha, I want to fly. This is so much fun. The moment Qin Tian hit the concrete pavement, he stopped moving.